Tarehe 18 mwezi wa 10 mwaka 2024, siku ambayo Kenya imeandikisha historia ya kuwa na naibu rais mwingine kati ya kipindi cha miaka mitano, akiwa ni watatu chini ya katiba mpya, Profesa Abraham Kithure Kindiki. Mengi yamesemwa, mengi yatasemwa hadi kuapishwa kwake iwapo mahakama haitaweza kusitisha shughuli hiyo. Karibu kwenye taarifa kamili za NTV Weekend, lakini kwanza kabisa tupate vipasho.
The vote is overwhelmingly yes.
Bunge la idhinisha uteuzi wa Profesa Kithure Kindiki kuwa naibu rais. Zaidi ya wabunge 200 washiriki kura. Mahakama Kuu yatoa agizo la kuzuia uteuzi wa Kindiki. Serikali inapanga kumwapisha haraka iwezekanavyo. Washiriki wa muungano wa Azimio wamtembelea aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua hospitalini na kushutumu mapinduzi yake.
The law of natural justice demands that no person, man or woman, shall be condemned unheard.
Na katika makala ya Vimbwanga Ijumaa hii tunaangazia ucheshi katika anga za siasa.
Was Crystal Kenya Limited a bidder for this tender?
Crystal Kenya Limited is a local...
I've asked you, was it a bidder for this tender?
Jibu swali jirani. Rudia swali.
Is it a bidder?
Hii ni NTV Weekendi na Lofty Matambo.
Bambam, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba mpenzi mtazamaji popote ulipo Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Karibuni kwenye taarifa kamili. Mtagusano kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye chumba cha ishara ni Flora Atieno. Twende kazi. Naibu rais mteule Profesa Kithure Kindiki amezuiliwa na mahakama dhidi ya kuchukua hatamu za uongozi katika afisi ya naibu rais hadi pale ambapo kesi iliyowasilishwa kupinga uamuzi wa seneti kumng'atua Rigathi Gachagua kutoka afisini itakapotajwa mbele ya jopo la idadi isiyo sawa ya majaji itakayoteuliwa na jaji mkuu Martha Koome. Jaji Richard Mwongo wa mahakama ya Kerugoya alisema kwamba kesi hiyo, akitaja David pamoja na Gichobo, amesema kwamba masuala yaliyoletwa ni ya dharura na ya muhimu kitaifa na sharti yaweze kusikilizwa kwanza kabla uamuzi kufanywa.
The resolution is suspended, right? The resolution impeaching the deputy president is suspended, is stayed, which means it's of no effect. You get my point? This is what the court has said. Now, and I'm saying that thereafter, right, these other processes are affected by it, right? Remember the appointment, and I still maintain, the appointment itself is a process. It's a process. And this, so we have got the orders which came in at 1358, right? Before the swearing in. So you see, the swearing in has not taken place. So this order has stayed whatever process which was going to lead to the appointment. The courts have said this process has been stayed. So it means that the deputy president, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, he is the deputy president. So it's up to the government to ensure that these orders are followed, and if they are taken away, his security must be restored. They still have responsibility for his security as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya.
Naam, tukisonga mbele na taarifa hizo ni kwamba wabunge 336 wamepiga kura mchana wa leo kulipitisha jina la Profesa Abraham Kithure Kindiki kuwa naibu rais mteule. Kati ya wabunge wote waliokuwemo bungeni, hakuna hata mmoja aliyepiga kura kupinga wala kususia zoezi hilo, ijapokuwa spika wa bunge Moses Wetangula alikuwa na muda mgumu kueleza mchakato wa kupiga kura chini ya kipengee cha 149 cha katiba. Hatimaye alitoa mwelekeo kwamba hakutakuwa na ruhusa ya kujadiliwa kwa jina hilo, bali ni kura tu zitapigwa. Ijapo bunge lilikuwa na siku 60 kufanya hivyo, liliamua kuimaliza shughuli hiyo leo.
Nation of Professor Kithure Kindiki EGH to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Order. Order, members. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42.1, I wish to report to the House that today morning I have received a message from His Excellency the President regarding the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy which has occurred in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya following the impeachment of the previous office holder. Honorable members, as you are aware, Article 149(1) of the Constitution provides as follows, and I quote, "Within 14 days after vacancy in the office of the Deputy President arises, the President shall nominate a person to fill the vacancy and the National Assembly shall vote on the nomination within 60 days after receiving it." Honorable members, as you are aware, for a person to hold the office of Deputy President, the person must meet the requirements specified in Article 148, as read together with Article 137 of the Constitution. On the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Order. Order, members. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42.1, I wish to report to the House that today morning I have received a message from His Excellency the President regarding the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy which has occurred in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya following the impeachment of the previous office holder. Honorable members, as you are aware, Article 149(1) of the Constitution provides as follows, and I quote, "Within 14 days after vacancy in the office of the Deputy President arises, the President shall nominate a person to fill the vacancy and the National Assembly shall vote on the nomination within 60 days after receiving it." Honorable members, as you are aware, for a person to hold the office of Deputy President, the person must meet the requirements specified in Article 148, as read together with Article 137 of the Constitution. In the message, His Excellency the President indicates that as a prerequisite to the nomination, he sought and received confirmation from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, that the candidate is qualified to vie for election as a member of Parliament in accordance with Article 137(1) of the Constitution.
Na mtazamaji, kilichobaki sasa ni jina la Profesa Kithure Kindiki kuwasilishwa kwa Rais William Ruto, tena baadaye kupigwa msasa na yeye mwenyewe atakapotia saini basi uapisho ufanywe rasmi. Tunasubiri tu kengele ya uapisho huo utafanywa wapi, atoke kuwa mteule awe naibu rais. Naam. Mtazamaji, awali kulikuwa na shangwe na nderemo katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi atokako Profesa Kithure Kindiki baada ya bunge la taifa kuidhinisha uteuzi wake kuwa naibu rais. Mwanahabari wetu Ruth Sarmoi Chesenge anatupambia hali ilivyokuwa katika kaunti hiyo.
Saa chache baada ya jina la Profesa Kithure Kindiki kusoma bungeni kama naibu rais mteule, mbwembwe zilishuhudiwa katika kijiji cha Irunduni, kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi, kwenye makazi ya Kithure Kindiki wakazi walipofika kusherehekea uteuzi huo. Nyimbo zilizoambatana na densi zilishamiri hewani. Wakazi hao waliojawa na furaha wakizunguka maeneo tofauti kijijini humo kusherehekea.
Jana yetu tunajua vizuri sana wakati Ruto alikuwa anatafuta watu wa kumsaidia kutafuta kiti ya urais. walikuwa nambari 2 wakiwa na Gachagua. Hatujui kile kilitendeka huko Nairobi, ikakuwa ni Gachagua atakuwa deputy president.
Huku wakimshukuru Rais William Ruto kwa uteuzi huo, wakazi hao walimiminia sifa Kindiki wakieleza imani yao na utendakazi wake.
No colonialism. All the incidents in Kenya shall cease from Kenya because we have a person who has potential to cater for all the people in Kenya.
Tunatarajia maendeleo mengi, ile vitu ambayo ilikuwa imekwama itakuamuka saa hii, ile economy imekuwa juu itashuka.
Kindiki is a very peaceful a person who normally consults, a person who is humble, a person who is well versed with communities and does not discriminate in any way. We are hoping that he will assist the president as the principal assistant.
Aidha, wameeleza kuwa uteuzi wa Kindiki kama naibu rais ni wa historia katika jamii yao.
Tunamshukuru na tunaendelea kumuombea kama familia, kama jamii ya Wadharaka.
Wakazi pia walieleza matarajio yao kwa kiongozi huyu ambaye anatarajiwa kuchukua usukani baada ya kubanduliwa kwa Rigathi Gachagua kama naibu rais.
Tunaomba ya kwamba hii barabara ziko area hii zimalizwe kama bila wengine walikuwa na malizwa barabara zao.
Ruth Sarmoi Chesenge, NTV.
Asante Ruth mtazamaji, na kinyume na hayo ni kwamba wakazi wa kaunti ya Nyeri wamemkashifu Rais William Ruto na kumtaja kuwa msaliti kwa madai ya kukataa kumuunga mkono aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua wakati wa dhiki. Wakazi hao waliojawa na hasira wanasema kwamba wanahisi kwamba Ruto alimtumia Gachagua kupata kura katika eneo hilo kisha baadaye kumtema na kumteua Kithure Kindiki kuwa naibu wake. Margaret Kimathi ana taarifa hiyo.
Rais William Ruto amekuwa na uungwaji mkono wa dhati katika kaunti ya Nyeri kwa miaka 2 ambayo amehudumu kama rais. Kila mara wakazi walifurahia ujio wake na kumkaribisha kwa shangwe. Lakini sasa hali hiyo huenda ikabadilika baada ya naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua kuondolewa afisini.
Kusema kweli niko betrayed kabisa. Ruto asifanye mambo na kifua. Kama serikali kama koti imekataa, tuone kama watamwapisha. Yangu ni kuwa mimi I know only one person. Rigathi Gachagua is the deputy of the Republic of Kenya.
Hali ilikuwa tulivu katika kaunti hii huku wakazi wakiendelea na shughuli zao kama kawaida, ila walikuwa na ghadhabu.
Huu wakati na wakati huu mwingine unakuja. Sisi tunataka watu wa Mount Kenya, tunataka viti mbili tu. Either rais ama opposition leader. Hiyo ndio ile kiti ambayo hautanyang'anywa, hautafanywa kitu, hatutaimpishiwa.
We are first asking the president to provide enough security for our brother Rigathi Gachagua because we don't want to hear anything bad happening to him.
Hata hivyo wakazi hawa wana imani kwamba mahakama itabatilisha uamuzi wa bunge la kitaifa na seneti baada ya mahakama kutoa amri ya kusimamishwa kwa uteuzi wa Kindiki.
Tunajua ni 3 arms of government. Mwisho ni koti. So tunaomba koti lifanye haki kwa sisi wana Kenya. Juu tumejionea na tumeelewa hakuna kitu ilikuwa inaendelea.
Kindiki ana nafasi mwafaka ya kuunganisha watu wote wa Mlima Kenya. Si kuunganisha ili kupigana na wale watu wengine, kuunganisha ili tuwe na ushirika hapa wenyewe kwa wenyewe.
Katika makazi aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua kijijini wa Munyoro katika eneo bunge la Mathera, hali ilikuwa tofauti kwani polisi waliokuwa wakilinda makazi yake wameondolewa. Polisi kutoka kitengo cha GSU walishika doria mjini Karatina ili kupambana na ghasia za aina yoyote. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Naam, Waswahili wanasema mtegemea cha nundu hachi kunona, na je mtegemea cha rafiki? Ndivyo hali ilivyo katika eneo la Wamunyoro kule Mathera. Asante sana Margaret kwa taarifa hiyo. Hayo yakijiri mtazamaji, ni kwamba wananchi pia walikuwa na maoni yao kutoka sehemu mbalimbali za taifa hili la Kenya kuhusu mchakato wa kumtimua kazini aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua na ujio wa mgeni wa afisi hiyo Profesa Kithure Kindiki. Tuwasikilize.
Gachagua hakuwa mtu mbaya. Kwa maoni yangu mimi naona ya kwamba
alikuwa anatetea na Gachagua alikuwa mtu mzuri sana.
For now we don't care who mwenye atachaguliwa. My opinion wanafaa wape hata Sudi because hatuna matumaini.
Acha Gachagua aende nyumbani. Alisema mlima. Sasa sisi wa Pokot hatuonekani na hatujawahi sikia mtu akisema ya kwamba Pokot, Nandi, Kisumu, Mombasa, tulisikia tu mlima.
Sawa Kikuyu, nilikuwa naomba sisi tumeoana na nyinyi. Amefanya vizuri kutoa huyu jamaa, juu huyu jamaa ni kama alikuwa anajaribu kugawanya watu.
Sijui nini imetenganisha hawa. Hata hivyo Kindiki wacha akuje tu, hata Sugile walikuwa na bendana na Ruto wamefanya mambo yao mzuri. Tutaendelea kuombea Kenya, lakini watu wa Mount Kenya msijali jamani, tuko pamoja na nyinyi.
Tunafaa kuelewa kindani ni nini kimekura kingine, ni nini kimeng'oa chuma ingine. Sisi kama wananchi tunataka utetezi. Tumesikia kwamba Adani ametawala Kenya. Hili jambo tunahitaji walifanye hivyo. Punde si punde tunahitaji, kama tumewapa 2 weeks watupe wafanye hivyo vile wamefanya.
Tulisema Ruto must go. Hatukusema Gachagua must go. Hawakufanya vizuri. Tena mimi nikiwa Wamboi, siku ya maoni nilipoteza siku yangu, nikaenda kuweka kura ya maoni yangu, na hiyo maoni yangu nikiwa mwananchi haikufuatwa.
Mtu akiomba msamaha, na tunajua kila siku huwa tunaomba Mungu. President wetu Ruto tungeomba umsamehe, aliomba pole, kosa ni kurudia. Anafaa kusamehewa wa Kenya, asamehewa katika jina la Yesu Kristo.
Dirishia kwamba kama MCA wa Kithure Kindiki ni kwamba Kindiki ataangalia kila Mkenya mahali popote hapo, na tusikuwe na wasiwasi na kijana yetu.
There shall be no tribalism. There shall be no harrierism. There shall be no cranism. All the hinsims in Kenya shall cease from Kenya because we have a person who has potential to cater for all the people in Kenya.
Kindiki hawezi. Na nimewaambia ninamaliza na hiyo question. Hawezi sababu amekuwa kwa hiyo uongozi wakisema asimamie serikali. Baringo. Mnaona venye watu wanakufa usiku na mchana. Na amekuwa kwa hiyo nafasi. Inakuaje tena asimame hapa? Yeye sasa ndiye anaenda kukula rais kichwa.
Mabonyenye ndio anapewa hivi viti kwa nini? Kwa tarajia mtu aikiharibika zaidi hata labda swapee kijana. So mimi sijafurahia kabisa mambo ya Kindiki kupewa kama deputy. Hiyo sijafurahia. Aingia na mambo ya bottom up kwa upande yangu mimi.
Sadakta, maoni ya Wakenya mbalimbali. Mtazamaji, ni siku yake, ni awamu yake, ni nyakati zake Profesa Kithure Kindiki. Kwa hivyo taarifa zake bado zipo. Kwa hivyo tuchukue pumziko fupi kidogo. Unapoendelea kusema nami nitarudi kusoma jumbe zako, maoni yako kuhusu uteuzi wa Profesa Kithure Kindiki, lakini tupate yajayo. Mtazamaji, katika yajayo, je, unafahamu historia ya Profesa Kithure Kindiki? Tutakujuza hatua alizopiga kisiasa na hata kielimu.
Introducing Festive Cakes.
We have some delightful snacks for all of you.
The Festive Siambela Cake. Indulge in the pleasure of a cone-shaped cake that's bursting with flavors.
Where did you come from? Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Festive cupcakes.
Thank you.
Perfect treat to share with friends and family.
Now for your kids' school snacks, hakuna stress.
Festive pink cakes. The perfect blend of sweetness and softness.
And now this is for you, Dad, and your office mate.
Festive pound cake. This sumptuous cake will leave you craving for more. Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
When I have back pain, I reach for 2 tablets of Panadol Extra for fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, muscle pain, and I'm released from pain to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain. New Panadol Extra Soluble dissolves twice as fast versus standard paracetamol tablets.
Najua nyama hiyo inaonekana laini, lakini pengine si hivyo wakati unakiungulia. Unakumbuka kilichofanyika wakati uliopita? Unajijaribu mwenyewe. Nilijaribu kukujali. Acha tuone umbali utakaofika. Unaona sasa kiungulia kinakupelekaje? Ona sasa, kinakuchoma.
Usiugue katika hali yoyote. Ino inafanya kazi haraka kuondoa dalili 6 za kiungulia.
You do know you said all of that out loud, right?
Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Karibu tena mtazamaji, unaendelea kutazama taarifa za NTV Weekend. Fahari yangu bado uko nasi na moja kwa moja na kupeleka katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi atokako Profesa Kithure Kindiki ambaye ndiye naibu rais mteule, na mwanahabari wetu David Mudhoka amefika kule kuangazia, kuchukua maoni na kutupa picha haswa ya mambo yalivyo. Najua mihemko na vile vile mbwembwe zimejaa katika kaunti ile. Mudhoka, hebu tujuze hali haswa iko namna gani, maana wewe ndo uko kule.
Na bila shaka tunakujia mubashara kutoka soko la Mukothima katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi. Ni soko ambalo kutoka hapa kwenda nyumbani kwake na kwa wazazi wake Profesa Kithure Kindiki ni takriban kilomita 1. Hata tunaelezwa kwamba ukitembea chini ya dakika kama 10 au 5 utakuwa umewasili hapo. Na bila shaka ni kijiji ambacho tangu Rais William Ruto leo asubuhi alipopendekeza jina la Profesa Kithure Kindiki kuwa naibu wake mpya hakijaweza kutulia, na ni kijiji ambacho bila shaka siku nzima kimekuwa kwenye runinga kikifuatilia mchakato uliokuwa bunge wa kuidhinisha jina la Kindiki kama mrithi wa naibu rais anayeondoka au aliyeondoka tayari baada ya seneti kumngatua ambaye ni Rigathi Gachagua. Na bila shaka ningependa tu ni kuchorea taswira ya jinsi hali imekuwa katika eneo hili, na bila shaka nizungumze tu na baadhi ya wakazi pamoja na viongozi. Huyu hapa ndiye mwakilishi wadi wake Profesa Kithure Kindiki. Bingwa, asante sana kwa muda wako, na tueleze tu kwa kifupi ulihisi vipi wakati hatimaye uliona ni jina la Kindiki ambalo limependekezwa kuwa naibu rais mpya, na ungeweza pia kumweleza vipi na pia kuieleza serikali ikiongozwa na Rais William Ruto.
Asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Mheshimiwa Marengo. Mimi ndiye MCA wa hapa Mukothima Ward na kiongozi wa walio wengi katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi. Ya kwanza kile ambacho nitasema mimi kama sisi wakaaji wa Mukothima tuna furaha mingi sana siku ya leo kwa sababu ya William Samoei Ruto kuteua Kithure Kindiki akuwe naibu wake wa rais, baada ya msakato mingi sana ambao tumeona kwa muda hiyo miaka 2 ambayo imepita. Kulikuwa na misushano mingi sana hapa na pale, na baada ya seneti kuondoa aliyekuwa naibu wa rais, rais leo akapeana jina ya Kithure Kindiki ikiwa ni moja ya jina ambalo anaona ni mzuri na itamsaidia. Na kile ambacho mimi nitaambia wananchi wa Kenya ni kwamba Kithure Kindiki ni kijana ambaye ni wa Kenya mzima, sio kijana wa Tharaka Nithi, sio kijana ya Meru ama kijana ya Mount Kenya. Kithure Kindiki yeye sauti yake anasema anataka tukue one people, one Kenya, one flag, and all of us tutembee na njia moja, na hiyo ndio tunataka. Wale watu ambao wako Western, wale wako Coast, wale wako Rift Valley na wale Kenya yote mzima mahali popote ambapo Kenya inaguza, ni kwamba Kindiki akiwa vice president wetu wa nchi yetu ya Kenya wawe naamini ya kwamba Kindiki atawatumikia vizuri, na yale maneno ambayo yalikuwa yamekwama kiserikali saa hii tuna uhakika kwamba itarainika na itaenda mzuri, na tuna uhakika kwamba sisi hapa kama watu ya Mukothima na Tharaka Nithi tumefurahi. Sisi wote tumefurahi, wananchi sisi tumefurahi kwa kuwa na Kindiki. Kwa hivyo sisi raha yetu ni kwamba tumeona ya kwamba William Samoei Ruto vile ambavyo alikuwa anasema wakati wa siasa, alikuwa anasema sisi tunafanya bottom up, na ni kweli imedhihirishwa leo kwa sababu mahali ambapo Kindiki amezaliwa he is from a very marginalized community. Kwa hivyo ni kuonyesha tumetoka bottom tukienda up, na hiyo ndio tunashukuru rais na we are very happy rais. Karibu sana Tharaka Nithi, karibu Kenya, na uko na uhuru na kutembea na Kindiki. Ukimsikiza Kindiki, Kenya itang'ara. Asanteni sana.
Asante tu, kwa kifupi tu tuseme tu kama sekunde 30, wacha nichukue maoni ya pia wakazi ambao wana furaha hapa. Labda unahisi vipi katika siku zijazo karibia hapa hatimaye huenda Kindiki akaingia ofisini kama naibu rais? Unahisi vipi wewe kama jirani yake?
Mimi kama jirani wa Kindiki niko na furaha kubwa saidi hata siwezi ifima bora peana mwisho wake, kwa sababu wakati wetu umefika. Mungu ametujalia, ametuonyeshana maneno mazuri na amefanya mzuri, na tumefurahi tu kipimo hatuwezi sema, na Rais Ruto ametufanyia kazi mzuri sana, na Kindiki tunahakika atafanyia watu wa Kenya kazi nzuri. Kindiki sio mtoto wa Mlima, sio mtoto wa Tharaka Nithi, ni mtoto wa Kenya mzima, na tunafurahi sasa hata maendeleo utapata Kenya mzima. Asante.
Asante sana. Bila shaka ni maoni tu ya wakazi wawili, na bila shaka tutakuwa tukizidi kuzungumza nao, manake tunakita kambi hapa sio siku huu bali katika saa zingine zijazo pamoja na hapo kesho, kuweza kupata taswira kamili sio tu hapa tu bali pia nyumbani kwao, manake bila shaka tuna mipango zaidi kuweza kukuchorea taswira kamili ya jinsi furaha na jinsi taarifa ya Kindiki kupendekezwa kuwa naibu rais mpya ilivyopokelewa hapa katika sio tu Tharaka Nithi bali pia katika kijiji chake bila shaka cha Mukothima. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa. Kwako studio Lofty.
Asante sana David kwa kufanya wangu mkono wa paka hadi Tharaka Nithi kupata maoni mubashara kutoka kwa wenyeji na jirani zake. Profesa anasema kibarikiwa jirani yako, jiandae baraka zaja kwako pia. Naam, turudi hapa Nairobi. Na mtazamaji, baada aliyekuwa Rais Rigathi Gachagua kulazwa katika aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua kulazwa katika hospitali ya Karen hapa jijini Nairobi, viongozi kutoka muungano wa DAP Kenya, UDA pamoja na wale wa upinzani wamekuwa wakifika pale kumuona na kumtia nguvu. Lakini kama anavyoarifu mwanahabari wetu Brian Mushiri ni kwamba huenda sasa kuna mipango mipya ya kisiasa ambayo itamlazimu Rigathi Gachagua na Kalonzo Musyoka kuungana na kuwa kwenye mrengo mpya wa kisiasa.
Baada ya wabunge na maseneta kumfukuza kazi aliyekuwa naibu wa rais Rigathi Gachagua, sasa huenda amepata marafiki wapya, ikidhihirika wazi kuwa waliokuwa wandani wake wakiongozwa na Rais William Ruto hawataki kumuona. Alhamisi katika kikao cha mjadala wa kumbandua naibu wa rais Rigathi Gachagua, wakili wake mkuu Paul Mwite pamoja na uongozi wa hospitali wa Karen walitangaza kuwa Gachagua alikuwa kalemewa na maradhi kwa ghafla, na baadhi ya wabunge wakaelekea moja kwa moja hadi katika hospitali ya Karen, wengine hisia zikiwa zimewapanda.
Their natural has happened to the deputy president, and I think what matters to us at this point is the health and the life of the deputy president.
We've not been able to have any conversation with him or even to see him properly because we came in when the doctors were at it, and therefore we may not be able to talk about his medical status right now, but I'm sure you have heard from even the people who saw him come in. Things were a little bit heavy on him.
I never thought or imagined at any given time we would reach where we are today. But all in all, we continue thanking God for everything, and we pray because Kenyans, we are very active and thorough. As far as political moments unfold, we are able to see, scan, and be able to draw lessons and conclusions very fast.
Lakini sasa ishara kuu ni kwamba huenda kukawa na muungano mpya wa kisiasa ambao utamhusisha Rigathi Gachagua na Kalonzo Musyoka pamoja na kiongozi wa DAP-K Eugene Wamalwa, ambao sasa huenda ukawa mwiba mpya kwa Rais William Ruto na Raila Odinga. Kalonzo pamoja na Eugene na viongozi wengine walifika katika hospitali ya Karen mapema mchana huu kumuona Gachagua.
Lakini bado ako na udhaifu, na kwa hivyo atunge hata kumzungumzia hata zaidi. Tumtakia kila laheri, lakini huku tukizidi kumtakia uponyaji wa haraka, hatuna budi ila pia kuangazia yaliyofanyika jana kwa seneti. Tuwapongeza wale maseneta ambao walichukua msimamo.
Zaidi, kiongozi wa chama cha DAPK Eugene Wamalwa pia alidai kwamba wao ndio viongozi wapya wa Azimio.
Our leader in the National Assembly, Honorable Robert Mbui, spoke for all of us as Azimio. But their counterparts in ODM spoke a different language.
Isitoshe, maseneta wa chama cha Wiper hawakuunga mkono kubanduliwa kwa Gachagua, na iwapo muungano huo utakamilika, basi Rais William Ruto atakuwa na kisingizi kipya cha kisiasa kuzingatia. Brian Mushiri, NTV, Nairobi.
Asante sana Brian kwa taarifa hiyo timamu. Maaskofu wa kanisa Katoliki jimbo la Murang'a wakiongozwa na James Wainaina wametaka Wakenya kudumisha amani hata baada ya shughuli ya kumfukuza kazi aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua kutamatika. Wainaina amesema kwamba wakati huu ambapo mzozo umezuka kutokana na mchakato huo ni sharti Wakenya waunganishwe.
The impeachment of the deputy president has been very much in the minds and the mouth of most of us Kenyans. It is unfortunate that it happened. However, we want to say that even such negative things can be a beginning of something positive. And I wanted to take the opportunity to wish the Deputy President a turnaround in thought, admitting that it has happened, but it doesn't have to remain negative, and it can be a beginning of a positive life, even making very good contributions for the growth and development of our country.
Naam, sadakta mtazamaji, kufikia hapo tutachukua pumziko fupi kidogo, lakini nimekuahidi kwamba jumbe zako na kauli zako tunazizingatia sana. Namuona Gen Z 911 anasema kuna wakati mwingine mambo yakipikika yanakuwa na balaa zaidi, lakini yakitokea kama yalivyo basi tunakwenda nayo. Alafu na Sambu Wafula anasema yanofanyika Kenya ni upuzi mtupu. Maoni yako hayo na Sambu. Alafu Chesengol Joshua anasema kaka Lofty, mimi naitwa Chesengol kutoka Kitale. Kwa kweli aliyekuwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta alisema uongozi ni wa muda. Leo ni Rigiji, kesho ni Kindiki, lakini Mlima Kenya poleni sana kwa maana Rais William Ruto amewafanya vile. Alafu wa mwisho hapa namuona Arab Samaiga anasema hayo maoni jameni wanayoyatoa walegeze kidogo, wayaelekeze kwa wanaowawakilisha. Nash Chudo anasema kila mara kila kinachofanyika huwa kina matokeo yake tunayaona. Lofty, usiondoke, twarudi na wasifu kazi wa Profesa Kithure Kindiki, usiende mbali.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
To protect our family from germs that cause illness when it's cold, we use Dettol soap.
Dettol soap with germ defense gives you protection. When it's cold, germs are transferred in different ways, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. In Zari, nothing is certain.
I don't think we'll ever be the same again.
Will you survive the jealousy?
Unajiona tajiri, eh? Zitaisha tu tuone utaringana pesa gani.
The secrets.
Ukiambia mtu yeyote boss.
Nini uniambia Lona?
The deception.
To family.
Will Nina survive Lola?
How is this possible?
The ultimate face-off. Zari continues weeknights at 8:30 on Maisha Magic Plus, DSTV channel 163, GoTV channel 3.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
Enjoy all-in-one payment solutions for your business with Network. Accept multiple payment methods and process all your business transactions on one device. Whether it's M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay or Google Pay. Network does it all. It's faster, it's better, it's smarter. Get it for your business today by calling 0730-847-847.
Karibu tena mtazamaji. Wanasema tele haiwi, na kwa sababu hatujatamatisha taarifa tuendelee kuijaza. Ni rasmi kwamba bunge limemuidhinisha Profesa Kithure Kindiki kuwa naibu rais. Je, safari yake ya siasa imekuwaje tangu hapo? Mwanahabari wetu Hemed Abdalla ana taarifa ya wasifu wake Profesa Kithure.
Hawa ni wanaume wawili waliokuwa na uchu wa uongozi na pengine kuvuruga amani ya kila mmoja wao tangu wakati kila mmoja alijenga nguvu kubwa ya kisiasa na kama wababe muhimu katika siasa za urais za Rais William Ruto. Naibu rais aliyeondolewa madarakani Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua na atakayechukua nafasi yake sasa ni wazi. Naibu rais mteule ni Profesa Abraham Kithure Kindiki. Kilichoanza kama mzozo mkubwa kwa mgombea mwenza wa William Ruto siku 887 zilizopita katika makao rasmi ya naibu rais huko Karen, sasa umefikia kilele cha wakati wa kisiasa ambao haukutarajiwa, huku Rigathi akipoteza neema na mamlaka chini ya nusu ya muhula wake na Kindiki akachaguliwa kuchukua nafasi yake ya kumaliza safari. Lakini ishara zilionekana mapema kuwa lingetokea jambo. Mnamo tarehe 12 Septemba mwaka 2024, katika mkutano huko Nyahururu, wabunge 48 walitoa kauli hii maarufu ambayo baadaye ilibatizwa kuwa tamko la Nyahururu. Waliohudhuria mkutano huu ni pamoja na kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge la kitaifa Kimani Ichung'wah na mbunge wa Laikipia Mashariki Mwangi Kiunjuri, vigogo wa kisiasa katika haki zao ambao walitofautiana kabisa na Gachagua. Hapa walimchagua Kindiki kama kiungo kati ya eneo la Mlima Kenya na serikali ya Rais William Ruto.
On our own behalf and that of our people, unanimously resolve that our link to the national government to be the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration, Professor Kithure Kindiki.
Wakati huo alionekana kumuondoa madarakani Gachagua, ambaye sio tu kwamba alikaa kama mkuu wa pili wa nchi, lakini kama naibu kiongozi wa chama cha United Democratic Alliance, chama ambacho Profesa Kithure Kindiki ni mwanachama. Wabunge hao 48 hawakuwa wa kwanza. Siku mbili tu zilizopita, baadhi ya wabunge wengine 16 kutoka kaunti za Embu, Tharaka Nithi na Meru walikuwa wametoa matamko sawa. Kwa miaka miwili iliyopita, Profesa Abraham Kithure Kindiki, naibu rais mteule, amekuwa akiongoza usalama wa nchi, akihudumu kama katibu wa baraza la mawaziri la mambo ya ndani na uratibu wa serikali ya kitaifa kwa nyadhifa mbili.
Kithure Kindiki.
Awamu yake ya kwanza ilikuwa kuanzia tarehe 27 Oktoba mwaka wa 2022 hadi Julai mwezi wa 11 mwaka wa 2022. Wakati baraza la mawaziri lilifutwa kufuatia ghasia za kizazi cha Gen Z nchini Kenya, muda wa siku 623 ambao Kindiki alijaribu uwezo wake katika uongozi. Ni bwana aliyechukua hatamu katika wizara ya mambo ya ndani wakati bunduki zilipovuma na kifo kilikuwa kawaida katika kaunti za Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Samburu, Pokot Magharibi na Turkana. Kazi aliyoichukua kwa shauku. Pia wakati huo kulikuwa na kero zilizowasumbua wa Kenya katika afisi za uhamiaji na kwa usajili wa watu, huku pasi na vitambulisho vikiwa na hati miliki. Profesa Kindiki akiwa waziri wa usalama wa kitaifa alipambana na makundi mawili ya maandamano dhidi ya serikali. Moja lile lililoongozwa na Azimio la Umoja na lingine la kizazi cha Gen Z, ambao walianza kwa kupinga mswada wa sheria wa fedha wa mwaka wa 2024 ambao ulisababisha maandamano ya kupinga utawala mbaya. Amekuwa akikosolewa kutokana na jinsi alivyoshughulikia maandamano, lakini bwana huyu ni nani? Alizaliwa tarehe 16 Julai mwaka 1972 katika kijiji cha Irindwini, eneo bunge la Tharaka katika wilaya ya Meru. Kindiki atachukua madaraka akiwa na umri wa miaka 52 na zaidi ya mwezi mmoja, akiwa amepata mafanikio makubwa sio tu katika taaluma yake ya kisiasa bali pia katika utendaji wake wa kibinafsi kama wakili kwa miaka 24. Mtoto wa kasisi Daniel Kindiki na Bihana Kindiki alipata umaarufu kwa mara ya kwanza kati ya mwaka 2012 na mwaka 2015 alipomwakilisha bwana William Ruto katika mahakama ya kimataifa ya uhalifu huko Hague, wakati Ruto alipokuwa akikabiliwa na uhalifu dhidi ya ubinadamu kufuatia uchunguzi wa baada ya uchaguzi wa mwaka wa 2007-2008. Ruto aliyemwakilisha baadaye kesi zake zingewekwa kando kama naibu rais, na baadaye akainuka na kuwa rais wa 5 wa Kenya, na sasa anatazamiwa kuwa bosi wa Kindiki. Lakini hata kabla ya uwakilishi huo wa kihistoria huko The Hague, Kindiki alikuwa tayari amekita mizizi kama wakili mahiri na mwalimu wa sheria. Kati ya mwaka wa 2000 hadi 2011 alihudumu kama mhadhiri katika baadhi ya taasisi bora za elimu ya juu nchini Kenya, akianzia na chuo kikuu cha Moi ambako alifundisha mwaka wa 2000 hadi kufikia 2003, na baadaye katika chuo kikuu cha Nairobi kati ya mwaka wa 2003 na mwaka 2011. Ni mwaka wa 2005 akiwa katika chuo kikuu cha Nairobi alipoanza ujuzi wake wa uongozi na usimamizi, alipoteuliwa kuwa mkuu wa idara ya sheria za umma hadi mwaka wa 2007, kisha akapanda cheo na kuwa mkuu wa kitovu cha sheria kati ya mwaka wa 2007 na 2010. Katika kipindi chote cha taaluma yake kama mhadhiri, Profesa Abraham Kithure Kindiki kwa nyakati tofauti alikuwa mhadhiri mwalikwa katika chuo kikuu cha Budapest nchini Hungary, chuo kikuu cha Sao Paulo nchini Brazil na chuo kikuu cha Pretoria nchini Afrika Kusini. Mnamo mwaka 2008 alihudumu kwa muda mfupi kama katibu wa uwiano wa kitaifa kufuatia mazungumzo ya kitaifa na maridhiano. Matukio haya yalionekana kumtia makali Kindiki kwa mgao ulio mbele yake alipojitosa katika mapambano ya siasa mnamo mwaka wa 2013, ambapo alitupa kofia yake kwenye pete ya kiti cha useneta wa kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi kwa tiketi ya chama cha TNA. Mara baada ya uchaguzi huo na baada ya kuapishwa katika seneti, Profesa Kindiki anakuwa kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge hilo, wa kwanza chini ya katiba ya mwaka 2010, nafasi ambayo aliitumia hadi mwaka wa 2017. Wakati huu baada ya kuchaguliwa tena, alihudumu kama naibu spika wa seneti kwa miaka 3 hadi mwaka wa 2020. Wakati alifukuzwa kwa kutofatana na siasa za kuanzishwa kwa siku hiyo.
Professor Kindiki, you have served us for the duration that you have done. You have served us well. Your party has lost confidence in you. That is a point at which we say that the center cannot hold and things fall apart.
He is a man of honor in a house that does not value that. He is a man who is extremely competent, and I'm sure we shall not be able to see that as we move forward. But that's okay. That's the decision that we shall have to make here today.
Hivi sasa utazama, lakini kuvunjika kwa mwiko sio mwisho wa kupika.
Mwaka huo wa 2020 ulikuwa mwaka ule ule ambapo pamoja na washiriki wengine wakuu wa William Ruto walianzisha chama cha United Democratic Alliance Party. Kufikia mwanzoni mwa mwaka wa 2022, Profesa Kindiki alikuwa na mchango mkubwa katika kampeni na itikadi ya naibu wa rais wakati huo William Samoei Ruto kwamba alikuwa miongoni mwa wagombeaji wakuu wa nafasi ya mgombea mwenza ambaye hatimaye angekuwa naibu rais. Katika tukio hilo Ruto akawa rais. Mapema mwaka huo alihusika katika kuunda mkataba wa muungano wa vyama katika muungano mpya wa Kenya Kwanza. Labda ni matukio ya tarehe 15 Mei mwaka wa 2022 ambayo yalimweka Profesa Kindiki katika mtihani mkubwa wa kisiasa. Siku hiyo katika makao rasmi ya naibu rais huko Karen, Ruto alipaswa kumtaja mgombea mwenza wake. Baada ya saa kadhaa za mashauriano, Ruto alimteua Rigathi Gachagua ambaye wakati huo alikuwa mbunge wa eneo bunge la Mathira. Hata hivyo, itaambiwa kuwa Kindiki ndiye aliyechaguliwa na wabunge. Kindiki aliyekasirika alitoka nje ya mazungumzo hayo na kuapa kuchukua mapumziko kutoka kwa nafasi yoyote ya kuchaguliwa au kuteuliwa. Walakini Kenya Kwanza ingesonga mbele kushinda uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka wa 2022, ikakaribisha enzi za Rais William Ruto. Kwa upande wake, Profesa Kithure Kindiki aliteuliwa na baadaye kuhudumu katika Wizara ya Mambo ya Ndani na Uratibu wa Serikali ya Kitaifa, nafasi ambayo ameshikilia hadi sasa, ingawa kwa mapumziko mafupi wakati baraza la mawaziri lilipovunjwa. Hamed Abdallah, NTV, Nairobi.
Safi, sadakta, makini kabisa. Hamed Abdallah ambaye kwa kweli amehitimu kuwa mcheza kati, beki wa kupanda na kushuka, mbali na vimbwanga na kuletea vitu vizito kama tawasifu ya naibu rais mteule Profesa Kithure Kindiki. Pumziko fupi kidogo ngani pate tama na mate, lakini tuarudi na mengi. Kuna vimbwanga na pia michezo, usiende mbali.
New Downy Perfume Collection. Sometimes I need a scent to keep me calm amongst the chaos, or a light fragrance that keeps me fresh in the heat, or a perfume that feels elegant all day and into the night, lasting longer than expensive perfumes. New Downy, lavender calm, sunrise fresh, and sweet elegance, freshness that inspires confidence. Your dreams have come true. Try it for only 20 shillings.
Amkeni bana, kamerudi! Ndio yule. Cheki greatness tupu. Roiko kazuri kadogo kamerudi na bado kana donjo. Pata mchuzi halisi kwa shilingi 5 tu, available at your nearest kiosk.
The 21st edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon is here. Catch all the action live on NTV from 6 a.m. on Sunday, 27th October.
Unahitaji msomaji habari aelewaye matukio na matokeo ya matukio?
Michezo hutegemea hewa safi.
Msomaji habari mweledi wa majimbo
katika kaunti ya Turkana.
Msomaji habari mweledi wa masuala ya kanda.
Nataka nisikie vile wewe kwanza unasikia.
Msomaji habari mweledi wa masuala ya ulimwengu.
Hapa jijini New York nchini Marekani.
Msomaji wa mtagusano, mvuto, mnato na haiba ya kuaminika. Habari zako za NTV ya dhuhuri zimepata sura mpya.
Mimi ni Lois Wangoi. Kila siku, kila wiki, kila tukio. Saa 7 adhuhuri kwa taarifa kuntu, tendeti na za kuaminika ni NTV adhuhuri.
Karibu tena mtazamaji. Kabla ya vimbwanga vya kile Ijumaa na Hemedi, tuingie kwenye michezo ambapo Gideon Tanui na Valen Bikari waliandikisha ushindi katika kitengo cha kilomita 10 cha mashindano ya Kakamega Satellite ambayo ni matayarisho ya mashindano ya Stanchart Nairobi Marathon. Wanariadha hao walionyesha uweledi wao katika chuo kikuu cha kiufundi na teknolojia cha Masinde Muliro. Tanui mwenye umri wa miaka 19 aliandikisha muda wa dakika 28 na sekunde 38. Emmanuel Wamalwa akamaliza katika nafasi ya pili, huku Elias Kiplagat akafika utepeni katika nafasi ya 3. Katika kitengo cha wanawake, Bikari aliibuka kidedea kwa muda wa dakika 28 na sekunde 50. Aliwapiku Juma Lucy na Masi Odhiambo. Mashindano ya Stanchart Nairobi Marathon yataandaliwa tarehe 27 mwezi huu na yatapeperushwa moja kwa moja ukipenda mubashara hapa NTV.
And I want to thank again the setters, the guys of bikes for giving me pace, and I think I'm grateful.
The satellite run is just part of what we're doing to actually engage the bigger community for the people who are not able to actually come into Nairobi to participate in the marathon.
Baada ya mapumziko ya majuma matatu, ligi kuu ya kandanda humu nchini ilirejea hii leo ambapo Mathare United ilishinda Bidco United bao 1-0 katika uwanja wa Dandora hapa jijini Nairobi.
Mabingwa mara 12 Tusker walifanya mazoezi yao ya mwisho hapa Ruaraka kabla ya kuchuana na FC Talanta ugani Kenyatta, kaunti ya Machakos siku ya Jumapili.
First of all, we want to thank God for the 3 weeks because it has been a blessing for us. We had several injuries and the boys that were injured have now started coming back, so that is very positive for us.
Wagema wameshuka uwanjani mara 4, wameshinda mechi moja, wametoka sare mara 2 na kushindwa mara 1.
Kwa hizi game ine tulianza vizuri game ya kwanza. Katika game ya pili na ya 3 na ya 4 itakuwa poa. So tunaomba kwa hii game inakuja ya Talanta, we are hoping for the best. Kulingana na mafundisho tumepata, hope everything will go well.
Siku hiyo ya Jumapili, wanajeshi Ulinzi Stars watamenyana na watani wao Police FC uwanjani Kinoru, kaunti ya Meru. Nayo AFC Leopards itakutana na Kariobangi Sharks huko Kenyatta, Machakos. Jumamosi hii mabingwa tetezi Gor Mahia watapambana na Posta Rangers uwanjani Kenyatta, kaunti ya Machakos, huku Shabana ikichezwa dhidi ya Mara Sugar ugani ya Wendo, kaunti ya Migori. Yoshua Makori, NTV.
Junior Starlets kwa sasa inalenga kujinasua katika mechi yake ya pili dhidi ya Korea Kaskazini Jumapili ijayo katika mashindano ya kombe la dunia nchini Jamhuri ya Dominican. Kenya ilishindwa na Uingereza mabao 2-0 katika mechi yake ya kwanza leo alfajiri. Tukisonga mbele mtazamaji, ni kwamba Nairobi City Thunders inamenyana na Urunani ya Burundi kwa hivi sasa katika mechi yao ya pili ya kufuzu msururu wa ligi ya mpira wa kikapu barani Afrika. Kenya ilipiku Bio Valon kutoka Ushelisheli kwa alama 89-58 katika mechi ya kusisimua. Wachezaji William Sydney Davis na wenzake Uchena Oreoguba waling'aa katika ushindi huu, huku wakifunga alama 36 kwa ujumla. Na hatimaye katika michezo ni kwamba bondia Praxides Onyango ameimarisha mazoezi yake katika ukumbi wa kijamii wa Pumwani tayari kupambana na Martha Akinyi ambaye ni raia wa Uganda katika pigano la uzani wa super feather wakati wa mashindano ya Roa in the Ring ambayo yatafanyika Jumapili hii siku ya Mashujaa ukumbini Chata hapa jijini Nairobi.
Mimi nimejitayarisha vizuri. Tulipewa notice ya kuambiwa ya kwamba kuna game, nilipoa mapema. Sasa mimi niko tayari, nimejitayarisha. Nikapa pamoja na timu yangu, wamenisaidia sana, sparring, padwork, hata road wamenisaidia sana, mpaka makoches wote. Mimi niko ready na ngoja tu game. Okay, hii game inakuja, hii ndio mara yangu ya kwanza ya kupigana na Uganda, lakini nashukuru Mungu pia kunipea hiyo opportunity kupatana na Uganda. Juu nimezoea kupigana na Wakenya na wa Tanzania. Ndiye Uganda wa kwanza. Na najua kwamba Mungu atanisaidia. Kila kitu naweka God mbele. Najua zoezi pamoja na God nitabeba.
Haya mtazamaji, hiyo ndo tamati ya michezo. Sasa tuangazie vimbwanga vya wiki. Haya, Hemedi leo ameandaa vimbwanga vya Wakenya na wanasiasa wao. Anasema kwamba huko mitandaoni kila mtu ni mhariri na kila mtu ni mpiga picha. Yaani kila Mkenya ni mwanahabari. Hii imekuwa wiki ya misamiati mipya ikiwemo misheveve. Wahariri wa mitaa ya TikTok walikuwa ange kufuatilia sarakasi za mawakili wa Rigiji dhidi ya wapinzani wao. Si hayo tu, akili za Hemedi anazijua mwenyewe, kwani amekuja na sarakasi za Mutuse akiwa bunge la Seneti. Haya, Hemedi, kazi kwako.
Anza kwa kutafuna mzee vidole. Anatafuna mzee vidole ni kama anatafuna omena. Na kumbe anafanya hesabu ya minus kwa uhai ya mzee.
Hii leo katika neno la siku tunaangazia neno misheveve. Maana yake majani ya mtango. Mfano katika sentensi.
Akaulizia mama, unapika mboga gani? Mama akasema, leo nimeunda misheveve. Misheveve. Misheveve.
My lord, I wonder.
Kimombo cha Kenya nacho ni kizuri sana. Kuanzia leo neno shooting limegeuka kulingana na polisi. Yani waweza sema shooting ama vipi, the man was shot.
But when he entered the house, he started shooting his family members. He shot the wife on the thigh.
Mtu yeyote ana akili timamu ataona wewe ni mshenzi sana.
Pahali imefika sasa ni sawa. It's okay.
Na kumbe murima ukigusa unalipuka.
Wameguza mlima. Wameguza mlima. Na mlima iguzwangwi.
Lakini brother Rigiji asema yeye kuna watu wanamtilia fitina kwa rais.
It is good for us to be truthful.
Brother, hii nchi usiwe msema kweli. Unaona hilo neno la that is the truth. Angalia sasa. Na kumbuka kitabu kinaitwa Betrayal in the City. Yeah. Angalia sasa wamekugeuka wote, mabeshte wamesepa.
Sasa nimehamia mtaa wa 7 toka pale nilipokuwa nikikaa zamani. Ile nyumba sio nyumba, ilikuwa na mikosyo.
Kuna na hili jumba la viti vyekundu. Liogope, kama wewe ni wakili jipange. Maana kumbe watu hutokwa na jasho hapa. Are you with us? Yes, I'm with us. Eleza muktadha wa dondoo hii kulingana na dondoo ya bunge. Alama 4.
Was Crystal Kenya Limited a bidder for this tender?
Crystal Kenya Limited is a local...
I've asked you, was it a bidder for this tender?
Jibu swali jirani. Rudia swali. Rudia.
Is it a bidder for this tender? By the way, let me now ask you basic questions. Do you know the meaning of the word bidder?
Hey, babu wakili, unasikiliza swali kweli?
Do you know the formula?
I have demonstrated that the formula is...
Vile unasimama huko leo, unaona aibu kidogo kwamba ulete porojo mingi na mambo mingi kama ukiwa wakili hujafikiria vizuri.
Juu unajua hata mtu yani unafanyanga tu kitu ndogo tu mazee na tunaanguka na wewe. Juu sisi ni ma content creator buda.
How many legs does a dog has?
God have mercy upon us.
Mususe.
I want to believe.
Please, Mr. Mususe, we want facts. You are not dealing with beliefs here. How many?
I think 3.
Sio mzuri. Sio mzuri baba.
Ai, Rigathi Gachagua. Siasa ni kama karata. Kuna karata dume, kuna shupaza, yani ujanja. Haitaki kifua hii, ama vipi Atoli?
Mimi ndio nilisema miti ikatwe. Miti ilikatwa Sugoi. Mimi nilikuwa kwa ndoto zangu tu.
Na nilikuwa nimewawarn. Sasa naona muda umekaribia. Wanahabari utawaona wanajisahau na kutumia kunradhi nyingi pale watakapokuwa wanataja jina la naibu rais. Mara hivi unasahau wataja wa zamani, kumbe kuna mpya. Wanasema mabaki yalimnonesha mbwa, mwenye mbwa akakonda. Hamid Abdullah, NTV, Nairobi.
Usikose vimbwanga vya Hemedi, vimbwanga vya wiki kila Ijumaa sana wakati kama huu. Naitwa Lofty Matambo, Flora Tieno katika chumba cha ishara. Shukrani za dhati kwa wote waliofanikisha taarifa hizi. Saa 3 utakuwa nazipata kwa lugha ya Kimombo. Na kutakia usiku mwanana.
Karibuni. Hii ndio base ya the best local entertainment.
Tell me where my money is.
You don't know what they do to girls like you. Nakwambia mama Chantel amegeuka kwa mtoto siku hizi. Anabadilisha nguo kama mara 3 kwa siku.
Bosco.
In Zari, nothing is certain.
Nothing will ever be the same again.
Will you survive the jealousy?
Unajiona tajiri eh? Zitaisha tu tuone utaringa na pesa gani.
The secrets.
Ukiambia mtu yeyote Bosco.
Nini uniambia Lona?
The deception.
The family.
Will Nina survive Lola?
How is this possible?
The ultimate face-off. Zari continues weeknights at 8:30 on Maisha Magic Plus, DSTV channel 163, GoTV channel 3.
And we need 2 Royco cubes because iron gives you strength to sukuma yourself to be the best you can be.
Enjoy all-in-one payment solutions for your business with Network. Accept multiple payment methods and process all your business transactions on one device. Whether it's M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. Network does it all. It's faster, it's better, it's smarter. Get it for your business today by calling 0730-847-847.
Bosco. In Zari, nothing is certain.
Nothing will ever be the same again.
Will you survive the jealousy?
Unajiona tajiri eh? Zitaisha tu tuone utaringa na pesa gani.
The secrets.
Ukiambia mtu yeyote Bosco.
Nini uniambia Lona?
The deception.
The family.
Will Nina survive Lola?
How is this possible?
The ultimate face-off. Zari continues weeknights at 8:30 on Maisha Magic Plus, DSTV channel 163, GoTV channel 3.
Babies play around and then, oops, Morphix absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi leak in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Morphix. Renewed Morphix, ultimate quality.
Bosco. In Zari, nothing is certain.
Nothing will ever be the same again.
Will you survive the jealousy?
Unajiona tajiri eh? Zitaisha tu tuone utaringa na pesa gani.
The secrets.
Ukiambia mtu yeyote Bosco.
Nini uniambia Lona?
The deception.
The family.
Will Nina survive Lola?
How is this possible?
The ultimate face-off. Zari continues weeknights at 8:30 on Maisha Magic Plus, DSTV channel 163, GoTV channel 3.
Empowering Africa's future. Africa's next chapter in responsible business is here. Join industry leaders as we shape the next generation of responsible businesses.
Over the long term, business cannot succeed where societies are failing.
Exploring themes like ESG, economic growth, gender equality, and climate change. Be part of Africa's transformative journey. Register today for the 2024 Africa Shared Value and ESG Summit, hosted in Nairobi, Kenya, from 24 to 25 October. Empowering Africa's future.
Are you ready for the show?
This week on Churchill Show.
How are you?
You know, the research has proven that I'm the most handsome man international. So you can imagine how do other men look.
Kama siyo shati wallahi singekuona. Linakuangalia tu katikati ya warembo unakaa shortcut.
maisha isai kuchapa mpaka ukajiuliza ama niliibwa pumwani. Kama una pesa mguu kuwa straight, juu bado zinajitegemea.
Niko DCI.
Watu wanasema pesa iko, shida ni DCI. Ni ukweli?
Saizi hata naanza kubagain vitu tu za ujinga. Hata ukiniuliza ni saa ngapi, nakuambia ni saa 4 lakini naweza kufanyia saa 3.
Where did you come from?
Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
The 21st edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon is here. Catch all the action live on NTV from 6 a.m. on Sunday, 27th October.
It's been 50 years of growth.
The idea was to actually develop the teachers.
50 years of changing lives.
Mwalimu Sacco has made me to acquire 56 acres. I've planted cane, I've bought tractors.
From 11 members to well over 130,000.
Anyone can become a member, not only teachers.
For me, it opened up a possibility of growth. I can easily track my money.
This October, Kenya's largest Sacco in asset base celebrates 50 years of nurturing dreams to possibilities for a better future.
The institution has created a lot of impact.
You have quite a lot to celebrate.
Relive the journey this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on NTV.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we preview the full electric new Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology, ready to tackle the terrain with electric power.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, it's all about this Nissan Terra SUV, set to fight it out to the likes of the Toyota Fortuner, the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, the Ford Everest, and of course the Isuzu MU-X. Question is, does it have the balls and the cojones to beat the big boys? Join me as I sample this particular vehicle this Sunday only on CBBT.
The beauty soaps I know don't give germ protection.
Dettol Skincare does. It combines the trusted protection of Dettol with 2 times moisturizers to protect my skin from germs and keeps my skin soft with a beautiful fragrance. Beautiful skin is germ-free skin.
Empowering Africa's future. Africa's next chapter in responsible business is here. Join industry leaders as we shape the next generation of responsible businesses.
Over the long term, business cannot succeed where societies are failing.
Exploring themes like ESG, economic growth, gender equality, and climate change. Be part of Africa's transformative journey. Register today for the 2024 Africa Shared Value and ESG Summit, hosted in Nairobi, Kenya, from 24 to 25 October. Empowering Africa's future.
NTV, turning on your world.
Hello and welcome to the show. Hi, how are you? I shouldn't be that excited. Well, it's just, we were laughing right before. My name is Amina Abdirabah. Welcome to TTTT. My panelists tonight, hello Cindy Ogana, hello Silva Kido, and Daddy Mato. How are you guys?
Good. Ijuma Karim.
Yes,
Ijuma
right? Karim. Yes, you did. You did.
I'm on the right side.
Yeah, you are.
Of pre-Eid.
Okay. I see what she's trying to do. By the way, Macho, are you going to drop that daddy name like the people drop that Lil something,
yeah,
Lil
like
Cindy, Lil Mina, Lil John, Lil...
Like Kanda Kid is now, I think Kanda Dad or something.
Sasa si mimi nilichukua daddy hata kabla nikuwe daddy. So I'm dropping it twice. I am a father of many.
And a zaddy to one.
I am a zaddy to be.
Before
a zaddy for now.
So kumbe, there was a reason why they called him.
It's called prophecy. Prophecy.
Have you guys been though? It's been a long week.
Long.
Hey.
Hii wiki imekimbia.
Yeah.
Ile mbio imepelekwa. Unaona hiyo mbio?
It reminded me of that time when we're watching elections and then you just look away for an hour, 30 minutes, you come back and you're like, what is happening? Yani mtu anaweza replace you before end of day. We are going to send you the wow.
I think kuoga na kurudi soko. This one is another one.
You were just in the soko waiting. I don't know.
In Kenya, dust is constant.
That's true.
In Kenya, dust. Hiyo inafaa kuwa tagline. Hakuna story, hakuna matata. Kenya, dust is constant.
Yeah,
Facts only.
That is very true. All right, so we're going to get to that story. We all know what story that is. That's coming up in a bit. But right now, as we start off, we have a heartbreaking story from Ruaka. A community is in mourning after a tragic accident near Club Decimo, where a driver in an alleged brand new SUV without even official plates hit and killed 2 people. Residents, overwhelmed by the tragedy, took matters into their own hands and set the vehicle on fire. Now, I know by now many of us have seen this video. Mato, do you think that, I mean, they do say when when you are in an accident in a rowdy, very chaotic area, you should drive off, maybe go to the nearest police station, report yourself, because the crowd, in this, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to settle a crowd that big, a crowd that rowdy, and mob justice follows after that.
So I was fortunate enough to get more details on this story because somebody I know was actually a witness to what happened. And the story, according to this witness, I can neither confirm nor deny, but the story that they give is that first of all,
allegedly,
my condolences to those who lost their lives and their friends and family. I'm sure they are hurting over this, and it is nobody wishes death upon themselves. But the alleged story is that there were individuals that were intoxicated and were crossing the road at a place not designated for crossing. So the driver, who was probably experiencing a new vehicle or probably even delivering the vehicle to the real owner, I do not have those particular details, but the driver happened to not expect there to be people there and unfortunately ran them over. One was dragged under the vehicle, the other one was tossed a distance away. So what happened after that was of course, the mob started gathering. The first thing that happened was looting of the new vehicle. Then, after the looting, that's when setting it on fire. That's when they set it on fire. It is very unfortunate what happened. Very, very unfortunate. I'm not going to negate that. But of course, definitely, Kenyans, tafadhali, crossing the roads in designated areas ni muhimu tafadhali. Not only to protect property and life, just for your own safety. Just be safe. Cheza kama wewe. I do understand the intoxication bit inaweza kuwa ngumu, huwezi jua kile unafikiria. But jaribu kutembea pia na marafiki ambao at least wanaweza wasaidia. That's the first thing. Second, mob mentality ya kuchoma, man, I don't know when that is going to end, if it is ever going to end, because there is always the element of unajiona nani ndio wewe ugonge sisi na gari juu sisi hatuna gari. People come with that anger and unajiona wewe ni special kwa sababu una gari. Umefika you're projecting so now. This guy is the one that makes you special. This guy is what makes you different from us. Let's burn it.
Okay, Cindy, as Mato said, this is not the first time we have seen something like this.
It's definitely not. No, will it be the last? It's always a challenge when it is the pedestrian. Based on Mato's alleged story, it's always a challenge when it's the pedestrian on the wrong, because the assumption is you're the one in the moving vehicle, you have a bit of more control in terms of your speed, the lane that you're taking, uneze kaka brakes, you have a nice car shield around you, and the pedestrian is just being a pedestrian crossing. So it's always a challenge as to, point the finger and say, okay, whose fault is it? Because again, for somebody to cross in a dodgy manner, and for you not to be able to apply emergency brakes to avoid them, drunk or not, it means you are speeding. So it's just a case of, was the driver also drunk because of the time in which the accident happened?
Yeah.
You read, you know, it's just a really horrible case, and it goes back to, and I know a lot of people will troll me for this, but imagine, I honestly think alcohol blow should come back.
It's been back, though. It is back.
It's back.
It's not the way it used to be. You know, before it was hotspots, you knew if you don't get out of the club by 9, unashikwa.
What Kiambu Road, I know they know. I mean, it's
Thika
not
Road
every
wanajua.
weekend.
But you know, Jaina Kwanga usiku wa manane, and then it's on only specific places.
But it's
Not
all the
before, there was a whole WhatsApp group telling you where the hotspots were. Because I feel the cases of drunk driving are really increasing. It's really worrying, the trend that we're going through. So yeah, alcohol should come through. Footbridges as well, because what do you do if a guy is drunk and they're staggering and they're crossing the road? Maybe even you can find this guy was at 60 kph. But, you know, tragedy happened. Our deepest condolences to the family.
Yeah.
But yeah, turudi tupulize kakitu.
Kido unakubaliana watu wapulize kakitu?
Of course I support that, but first of all, just to say this, condolence to the family. Now, Amina, this shows us that we don't trust the law. Do we trust the system? Why are people taking, you know, matters on their own hands? Ukiona kitu kama hiyo, watu wamama kuchoma gari ya 30 million plus. I don't know if, are they waiting for maybe for someone to make a mistake? Are people mad, angry out there? I don't know kama wanachukulia kama ni punishment, when mdosi uko na gari, I don't know. But what I'll say is that we need to work together as a community. We need to be, you know, we live together as Kenyans. Sawa, makosa imefanyika. We need the traffic officers to come and analyze the situation. But the problem is, hizi stories are hit and runs imekuwa mingi. So hata msee akigongwa, hakuna justice at the end. Mtu ameshakufa, your story itaenda. How many cases have you seen before there? Even politicians, celebrities getting involved in a hit and run accident. So many cases. But all I'll say is that we need to be careful. Kama tuko huko nje, if you're driving, you feel like yako imeshika kidogo, you don't need to drive. Drive responsible. And then at the end pia, wale watu ambao wanaharibu mali ya watu. Imagine yule msee maybe amechukua gari kwa showroom, ni a client, ni a driver, ni maybe for example amepatiwa ni driver peleke mahali, and then mnaharibu kitu kama hiyo, an investment of someone. So it was so sad at the end pia we lost our life. It's not something I want to see. Na advocate for more when it comes to our road. Bless India may propose we tukue na hiyo alcohol blow. We need our roads to have enough lights. Kama ni hakuna footbridge iwekwe pale, kama ni zebra crossing hakuna iwekwe, because at night ukipita hapa Thika Road, ukienda mtaa, some areas hakuna lights. So it's so sad to see such.
Hata hapa Tao, by the way, downtown, hakunanga mata. You know, it's just, but you know, I was also curious, is this making stories because of the value of the car? If it was a Dudu car, would it even be headlines? Because it would just be another day on the road.
No, but why should that ever happen anyway? No, but surely this is something, people should really be careful. Even when you hit a rider, let's say, because I've seen that happen to so many people, you can see the crowds. It's forming. Try get away. You're not trying to run away from the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
But if you could, like I said, just drive to the nearest police station, because they will not be as merciful. A lot of them do. Kwanza kuibiwa ni must. Iyo itafanyika, whether you like it or not. And if there's no cop nearby, it can get really, really bad. Yes. But I want to hear your thoughts back at home. At the Trend Live, the hashtag is TTTT. Let us know what you think about that. When we get back, we have to talk about that cross-examination. It's getting hot, but just read.
Let's compose ourselves.
We have to talk about the trending lawyer. That's coming up after the break.
Babies play around and then, oops, Morphix ina absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi leak in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Morphix. Renewed Morphix, ultimate quality.
Global Tea and Commodities Limited is by far the largest tea exporter in Kenya and probably in East Africa as well. Our group has employed close to 1,000 employees. We face so much of challenges. One of the rainbows in the storm has been UPSA's TMO system. The facilities which we enjoy has helped us grow our business in the last year tremendously. And together, we can write the next chapter of our story.
We asked the children, how many of you brushed this morning? And this little boy, his hand didn't go up. And I said, well, why didn't you brush this morning? He said, my brother was using the toothbrush. If I'd waited for him, I would have been late for school. I'm sorry, I get a bit emotional when it comes to that. To be able to change a child's life, to be able to bring back that confidence about their smile, for me, is phenomenal.
Empowering Africa's future. Africa's next chapter in responsible business is here. Join industry leaders as we shape the next generation of responsible businesses.
Over the long term, business cannot succeed where societies are failing.
Exploring themes like ESG, economic growth, gender equality and climate change. Be part of Africa's transformative journey. Register today for the 2024 Africa Shared Value and ESG Summit, hosted in Nairobi, Kenya, from 24 to 25 October. Empowering Africa's future.
Welcome back. Manzeni meambiwa naka musheveve. What? Musheveve. All right, so as we mentioned, our handle on Twitter at the Trend Live, the hashtag is TTTT. It's X. Now, let's talk about Kenyans and their creativity. This time, it's all about Kibwezi West MP Mwengi Mutuse's intense cross-examination by Advocate Elisha Ongoya during the impeachment trial of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. It's crazy to say that.
Oh my gosh.
Former.
Anyway, put it that way, it puts it in context.
It does,
like
right?
It actually happened.
It is. The former. He's the former. We even have a new one. Like, time waits for no man. So much has happened in the past 48 hours. 24 hours, actually. Anyway, so now the phrase Alikuwa Anona Marudurudu. Have you guys had that?
Yes,
Took over X
yes.
as Kenyans flooded the timeline with memes poking fun at the fiery exchange. But beyond the laughter, the trial itself raises some serious issues, Cindy. Yes, it does. So, no, but Elisha is whoever he thinks he is. He did a great job.
So where was this guy? Like, okay, maybe
he's been there. By the way,
we're not in his circles. That just goes to show you. By that, if he appears, then you know you're of another level. But I've never heard of him. I have lawyer friends.
See, we've heard of the Kawira's impeachment several times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he was part and parcel of it.
Yeah.
I was not
makes sense
involved.
Now, right?
Yes.
On
experience. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it was entertaining. It's been an entertaining couple of days. I feel sorry for Mutuse. I worry about his political career. I wonder where he will be. Imagine I do.
How?
2027 will not hear anything from him, by the way.
Do you know Kenya?
If history repeats itself, there is a tendency of serving a purpose. And then when that purpose is done, that's
true.
So I hope he
was
will.
worth it.
I hope he has a strategy. You know those 5-year strategies, like when NGO now he has a 3-year strategy. I hope he has a because I honestly don't think we will hear much of him from 2027.
Not only Mutuse peke yake, all those ambao wali vote against former deputy president. Believe me when I tell you this. I was on ground. Ni kama watu wanawakujia. 2027.
People are serious.
Ai. Huyo Mutise kwanza tulikuwa nauliza amefanya nini constituency yake, hakuna
kitu amefanya.
So
wapi?
Yani sijui mimi ninaishi Kenya tofauti ama ni nyinyi hamutaki kukubali
ni wapi tuko. Sisi tumesema
No, listen, quick one though, but Mato, I know it's just that every time you get shocked you think this is it, this is as crazy as things can ever get, and then you find out, oh, there was more. We can get even more shocked, and that's what's been going on.
This was a very huge gamble by Honorable Mutuse. Very huge gamble. Why? Because he was presenting to Parliament and to Senate, both houses of Parliament, he presented something that he has no firm grasp of, and that was very clear to the nation. But did they care? No. The goose was already cooked. He was just serving it. And the thing about being a good, loyal, let me use another analogy. Owners take good care of their dogs.
Yes.
Owners take very good.
Was that the only example?
Very good. I'm not mean nishatoka huko. In the story, unrelated. In other unrelated news, owners take very good care of their dogs.
Yes.
So there is a dog that misbehaved, it was kicked out. There is a dog that behaved, it was given more bones, more milk, more food. Fact remains, for as long as, and you see, that's the other thing, for as long as the government of the day still holds the power, Mutuse yako sawa.
But you see, the government of the day has no control over his constituency 27.
Yes. No,
but that is what I'm saying. It's a very big gamble, like you said, to fall on the sword for somebody who has already shown you his hand. And he's shown you, this is how I do things.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I am,
Cindy's right.
you know, I'll swipe when the credit is finished, I'll toss the card. I really hope it was worth it.
You've seen
because
it time and
for
again.
me, I was like, guy, this dude, you will remember him.
But Cindy, you're banking on him valuing his political career over just a career where he's making money.
That's also true. You're right. Probably doesn't want to be.
But the reputation, though. I mean, even if he starts, because practicing.
Maybe you see, Cindy, maybe the deal was different.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Martin, picture this. Our say umepush history ya impeachment, go successful. Most of Kenyans, many go street. Most of Kenyans were not interested with the DP impeachment.
Yes.
Watu wanataka kujua hiyo deal ya ndani inaenda wapi. Kenyans were much interested na hizi vitu zinapitishwa huku left, right and center. So our say wameka energy yote within 2 days wameimpeach. DP highest office. Lakini kuna Mkenya huko anauliza story ya deal, anauliza story ya Kenya inafanywa mortgaging. Una get? Awaongee hiyo story.
See, that's the point. That's
So Wakenya wamesema ni aje? Awase wote walitouch hiyo impeachment wakasema yes aende 2027. Believe me Mato, once IEBC iko sawa imesimama, Kenyans are willing to recall all the MPs.
It's very good.
But you
it's very good to mention hiyo IEBC. Tuna hope itakuwa imesimama by 2027. Na tuna hope Kenyans hawatakuwa wamesahau kile kimehappen sana.
Raundi ya tusahau bwana.
Tuna hope.
Raundi ya tusahau.
No, I mean, if you think about it, kidogo people were distracted with what was going on as far as the impeachment process, was taking place. That's what people were focusing on. And I think we sort of lost the 30-year deal with KPLC and Adani. 30 years. 30 years.
It
That's
was a nice
long
distraction.
time.
We were really entertained.
These policymakers will not be in office in those 30 years. So who is going to be settling whatever debts it is that we keep on acquiring every single time? So this whole 2 weeks, 1 week that we have all been following this and making all these memes and all these jokes and, showing videos of Mutuse sweating on the stand, there have been deals that are being made that will affect our livelihoods.
But I like that every season where there is a case like this, a new lawyer just becomes a celebrity at that point. Yeah, we had the one for Pakamielo Disco. Yeah. We had Kilonzo's Kathy Kilonzo. Like
Oh, don't forget our learned friend, LSK president also as well.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying in terms of lawyers that have made news politically.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're what?
No, I'm saying don't forget her. Very quiet, pocket rocket, but damn, the moves she's moving in the back. Good stuff. Mercy.
Okay. What are you guys thinking about the impeachment though? Are you allowed to say?
Yeah, we can. We are taxpayers. This is our country.
No, it's just because I also don't want to be fired, and I don't know. You know what? Let me just move on. Now, a new report by Allianz, a German financial services company, has found baby boomers to be the wealthiest generation in history, while millennials and Gen Zs are struggling. According to the 2024 Global Wealth Report, baby boomers, those are born between 1955 all the way to 1964, built their wealth during times of economic stability, allowing them to prosper through regular work or business. In contrast, millennials, who were born between 1981 and 1996, Gen Zs 1997 to 2012, face economic challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic and painful inflation, which have limited their ability to grow wealth. While Gen Zs might have an advantage due to the ongoing technological revolution, their overall financial prospects still pale in comparison to those of baby boomers. And I think that's why, you know, all our parents were married before, I don't know, they were like 24 with 8 kids, and they bought houses. All of them each had a house and 5 acres by the time they were 30. I don't know. I think it's because they were buying them with, like, they were exchanging strawberries or something. Because when you hear the amount of money people used to spend back in the day, ati unajua nilinunua hii yote ilikuwa 100,000. I'm like, this is 15 acres in Kiambu. Today, you think of marriage and you feel like that's already a death rate, and that person should be charged, because what are you talking about? Starting a family, having more kids. When you talk to people and you know, especially people who do want to have more kids, and you ask them, well, why is the family? And they tell you, you know, it's difficult times right now. You calculate that mathematics of school fees by 2, 3, clothes, everything is so expensive. When we're talking about health, you don't even know. You don't even know where to begin. Now, mato ana itch, ana scratch. Okay, mato.
First of all, let me just correct myself. LSK president is Faith Odhiambo.
It's not Mercy.
Yes, it's Faith Odhiambo. Secondly, I've said this before, and I'll say it again very proudly. Tough times create tough people. Tough people create good times. Good times create not so tough people. Not so tough people create tough times. It's a cycle. Zile vitu tunalilia saa hizi, tunalaumu boomers, yet wao walikuwa na easy times. It is because of their easy times that we are going through these tough times.
How so?
Yes. Walipata vitu rahisi. Mimi nikipatiwa stories za venye watu walikuwa naenda university, wanalipwa kukua university, wanalipiwa shule, wanalipiwa accommodation, wanapewa chakula.
Job iko guaranteed.
Ukitoka hivi nje, ukistep out hivi, hakuna kutama, umeenda umeingia kazini. Story ya kutama kikaanzia kuingia na millennials. So you see, it's that cycle. And it's fortunate or unfortunate that they got to enjoy what they enjoyed. We get to struggle the way we are struggling. Gen Zs will also have their own struggles. But it is the millennials and the Gen Zs that will create something different for the alphas that will enjoy. Na waharibia hao wengine. Wataitwa nani? Wengine in future. It's a cycle. Inaende kizunguka hivyo. Kumbuka, not kumbuka, hukukuwa hapo. Wakati wa medieval times.
What?
Mambo ilikuwa ngumu.
Tulikuwa tukumbuke medieval times, Mato. Nakumbuka.
Mato alikuwa anajaribu kukumbusha Amina kitu moja. Unakumbuka, not every boomers wako successful, by the way. Hata kuna wazazi wetu walikuwa hiyo time na bado wameteseka. Mato anajaribu kusema ile time wazazi wetu walikuwa wana dance pale kwa floor wakikunywa kabia. Wengine walikuwa wanagawana mashamba. That's what Martin is trying to say. But haina noma. From coming from being raised by family members ambao wazazi ambao walikuwa wanajitafutia, not all those ambao walikuwa wanategemea kupatiwa mashamba. I'll say this, even if generation inakuja next, it all narrow down to an individual at the end. Martin, wase upata opportunity, right? Mse upata job, mse mess up job, mse upata opportunity to build family, anapata do, ana make the wrong investment. Angalia hata saa hii generation ya saa hii. How many Gen Zs, how many young millennials wanaunda do, but wame invest kwa luxurious life. Mtu anataka kuwa na Audi, anataka kujaza parking. Nasindi nini? But huyo mse saa hii akimake the right investment, yamaanisha the coming generation ya familia yake hawata struggle that much.
Unajua kuna ile general like generation mzima, like kuna majority, kuna percentages ni nini vitu kama hizo. So ukweli ni kido umesikia wazazi wako ama peers wa wazazi wako wakisema niliuza ng'ombe ndio nisomeshe watoto wangu. Saa hii huwezi uza ng'ombe ndio usomeshe watoto na wamalize.
Itakuwa one term peke yake. Bado utakuwa
that is what we mean.
Because even if you look at it back in the day, most of these buildings in town, if you want to know where the rich people are, enter downtown, uko tea room. hizo mabuildings utapata ni mtu sijui alikuwa anavuta mkokoteni in the 70s akakaa Nairobi akaanza hardware shop, all of a sudden they own a building. That story can't happen, right?
It can't happen now.
Unatoka shule, unatama, hata kama, right now, 1 million shillings is not money. In terms of an investment, you can't buy a house, you can't buy a decent plot that is somewhere not in the middle of anywhere, you know? So, back in the day, with 1 million shillings, you'd rule downtown.
That's why former deputy president alifanya biashara wakati ya regime ya Kibaki. Msisahau hiyo. When the economy was
stable.
Yeah,
it's things are just really, really hard right now. And it's also really good because a lot of parents understand, you know, a lot of people do still have to get a black tax, which, you know, it also helps you with your money, how to spend your money. You know, because you send so much back at home. Let me tell you, do you know who I'm jealous of? And I'm not jealous of a lot of people. I am jealous of people whose parents never need them. It's just that,
tell you,
like,
you finished. It's a flex.
It really is a flex. It's truly.
That utasota wewe uitishe mzazi pesa. Wewe utasota in your you are 30 years old. Nasema mom, dad, nikubaya. Aseme my daughter, my son, my daughter. My boy.
I wonder what kind of life that is, that you never have to worry about money, that you never have to think about it. You know, like, you finish school. I remember we all finished school, me and these 2 buddies of mine. And you know that dad, who was a judge, bought them apartments, started them businesses, and they all got cars. And I just was like, so Baba, anyway, let's take a quick break. We'll be back. Let's take
my trust.
No, shout out to my dad. I love my dad. Let's take a break. We'll be back. The hashtag is TTTT.
When I have back pain, I reach for 2 tablets of Panadol Extra for fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, muscle pain, and I'm released from pain to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain. New Panadol Extra Soluble dissolves twice as fast versus standard paracetamol tablets.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Come on, show.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
To protect our family from germs that cause illness when it's cold, we use Dettol soap.
Dettol soap with germ defense gives you protection. When it's cold, germs are transferred in different ways, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Kibera, the largest informal settlement in Kenya, has long been a place where many dreams go unfulfilled, as poverty and lack of education keep youth trapped in a cycle of despair. But there's a glimmer of hope, a new beginning called Macheo. For students like Michelle, Saturday mornings mean preparing for Macheo's learning activities. Michelle joins other students from nearby schools every Saturday as they head to Strathmore University. At the university, students dedicate their Saturday afternoons to engaging in various learning programs. These programs include remedial classes in subjects like math and languages, life skills sessions, and mentoring from university staff and students.
Mimi ni msee wa mtaa. Nimezaliwa mtaa, nikalelewa mtaa. Kwa hivyo hakuna tofauti kati yangu na nyinyi.
This is NTV.
Tonight,
the vote is overwhelmingly yes. He's now Deputy President-elect.
Nominated, voted for, and gazetted in record time, Kithure Kindiki's political career wrought by history as he prepares to succeed another unprecedented legacy. Also tonight,
His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua is still the Deputy President of Kenya.
Rigathi Gachagua refuses to go down without a fight. Courts block his removal and replacement. Will the state comply and hold off Kindiki's swearing in? Plus,
kwa sababu baraka ya Mungu ni ya Mungu. Tunaona finally Mungu ametukumbuka kama watu wa Meru, kama watu wa Tharaka.
Sleepy Tharakanithi awakened as their son is elevated. Locals elated as they say, it is the God of Abraham. Kithure Kindiki's home is happy. And
Ruto asifanye mambo na kifua. Kama serikali kama koti imekataa, tuone kama watamwapisha.
Mimi kwa maoni yangu kama Jaramogi, kazi wa Bondo, nimeona kitu hiyo imefanywa haraka sana. Makosa yenye wameficha chini ya mesa yenye inafanya wachoko watoe wangeeleza wa Kenya.
The people watched, listened and have spoken. More questions than answers leave Nyeri bitter and Siaya treading in the middle.
Come on, the show. Oh, how I love South Africa.
Introducing a new range of Royco spices. An explosion of rich, authentic taste. Spicika na Royco. Making those good meals great.
Sikia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu Aya kituka na shika yami na flow kama maji tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu moja juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, sijali my bro, hebu kama taka juicy juu ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, sijali my bro, hebu kama taka juicy juu ni.
The 2024 RATES Association of Kenya Conference is here from October 30th to November 1st in Naivasha. This year's event is set to explore the theme Navigating New Frontiers, Unlocking the Potential of Africa's Rate Market. Join thought leaders, investors and real estate experts as they delve into new opportunities in real estate investment, share groundbreaking insights and foster collaboration for Africa's growing rates sector. Register today and be part of this influential gathering. Visit rak.co.ke.
All right, and welcome back, welcome back. All right, so now let's read some tweets, by the way. We get a lot of complaints. People say we don't read the tweets, we don't read their Facebook messages after I've asked them their thoughts on the stories that we have discussed. So we're going to do that. But in the meantime, between time, I have to tell you all about this comic book. I have to tell you about it. Now, this is a pretty cool comic book. I've always been a fan of comics all my life, truly. And this is very, very different. Now, this is Shujaz. Shujaz is a community of young Kenyans, and this Mashujade, Shujaz has a treat for you, a special Mashujade comic celebrating Kenya. So please immerse yourself in the story of the fight for independence and freedom. And this is all based on true stories, by the way, that are told through the eyes of Mau Mau veterans. This is a really cool book to read, honestly. You don't want to miss it out, so be sure to grab yourself a copy in this Saturday Nation newspaper, that's tomorrow, or at your nearest Shujaz comic distribution point. Remember to follow and, of course, subscribe to Shujaz across all social media platforms to get more information on the comic and stand a chance to win amazing goodies. They have goodie bags that you can win. It's really, really nice, man. You should check it out. Yes, and told by actual Mau Mau vets. That is something I can get behind.
Oh,
all right, so
nice.
right?
Yeah.
All right, so now, Kido,
Yeah.
I can see you are looking at your phone. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I've fallen in love with our fans on Facebook because they're always real.
Yes,
In
they
regards
are. Too real.
Too real, by the way. So in regards to Mutuse cross-examination by Advocate Elisha Onyango during the impeachment, kuna boy fulani hapa anaitwa Hilary Okech amesema the fake lawyer has not only impeached a DP, but has sent him to hospital. Boniface Ndeto says, this is Kenya and time will tell. Isaac Jr. say, my senior, Freddy Kogemo, Mutuse now a winner. William Young, finally, downfall of Mutuse, Ruto just used him like Rigiji. It's the done deal.
All right, thank you so much.
I have a tweet. Sarah Sash says, Mato, whoever gave you the story about the SUV forgot to tell you that there are no designated crossing areas in Ruaka. Let's not forget that this is the same road that the late Chira lost his life on a hit and run. Kenya need to do something about that road. Alafu kuna mtu anasema, hey, syllabus inasonga sana. Ochuku Brian, with a name like that, this should not shock you. But anyway, syllabus inaenda mbio sana. Mlisema 1,000 sio pesa, sahi mnasema milioni 7 figure. Milioni, by the way, si 7 figure, ni 6. 7 figure sio pesa.
Milioni ni 7, Cindy.
No, it's 6 zeros.
Yeah, under 1.
7 and 1.
Yeah.
So it's 6, yes, 7 figures sio pesa. But listen, even these days, $1 million shillings, if you're doing a wedding nicely, uingize rurashio. Kwanza, if you're marrying from a certain area, uweke rurashio. $1 million is not money. Imeisha.
It's true.
Mato, unasemaje hapo kwa rurashio?
Kuna wengine hata ni wasanii peke yake.
Ni yangu hata ikuwa rurashio ilikuwa Kwanjula. My friend. Kwanjula is a different ball game. Aya, son of Faith Kingori Wamboi says, the year was 2019, 3 years before the election, na King Kaka aka-release ngoma ingine kali, Wajenga Nyinyi. And this was his opening verse. Today, I come before you for 2 things. Grateful for keeping me alive, even though unajua my day, na kutupea wa Kenya amnesia. Asante.
So tunasema tusipate amnesia before 2027 tafadhali. All right, so let's take a look at some of these other stories now. In a gripping scene at the Kabarnet Law Courts in Baringo County, a case took an unexpected turn. A middle-aged man faced serious charges of defiling his 8-year-old daughter. However, during her testimony, the young girl revealed that her mother, the complainant, had framed her father. She explained that after telling her mother about a stomach ache, her mother twisted the narrative against the dad, and the mother later confessed in court that she had made false allegations due to her frustrations over the father's perceived neglect of their children. Let's take a look.
Na kwa hiyo baadhi yako ya asili ulikuwa unasikia uchungu. Baba alikuza hapo.
Ongea kwa sauti nisikie tafadhali.
Baba kumfanyia kitu. Sasa ningependa ueleze kote kile unajua. Wewe ni nani kwa Angela? Mimi ni mama. Na huyo
Now, this is so unfortunate because it's not the first time we're hearing of something like this. And it makes me wonder how many men are doing time for a crime that they did not commit. This also makes it really hard for victims who've actually gone through sexual assault.
Yeah.
It just makes it really hard for people to be believed. But I don't know. Cindy, what do you think?
I think it's really, the first thing that crossed my mind is I felt the safeguarding of the child and the emotions was not, the system wasn't there. I understand that our court system is not really suited for witnesses who are of a certain age, because you need somebody who probably has child psychology, a way you can ask the child that it doesn't seem like they're coerced or they're threatened. Not to say that what the child said is not true, but I just felt some type of way about how they were cross-examining, because it could also happen in reverse, where the girl is actually being, abused,
defiled,
but she does not want to say because she's embarrassed, and then there's somebody shouting at you and say, "Ebu, talk loudly," and so on and so forth. So that was my number one take. Number two, I think the mom should be arrested.
Yeah.
I honestly think if you incriminate somebody, you give false evidence, and this is evidence that could have put them in jail, I think that she should also be arrested. She should face charges.
She should.
Number three, I say this all the time, and I'm not shy saying it on national television. I say it also on my social media, platforms. I was a single mom at some point, and you have to ask yourself the balance between raising this child alone and the drama it takes to have somebody raise the child with you, because the tactics that she has used to ensure that this father is not a deadbeat might cause her jail time. So was it worth it?
No, it was not worth it.
Not worth it.
Kido?
It's so sad to see this thing bado inaendelea in our society. And then the reason behind this, niliona hapo hivyo kwenye article, is that huyo husband amekuwa deadbeat dad, amekuwa hajakuwa akisupport family. So the mother was feeling like the only way anaweza get attention ama ku revenge ni kumwekea hiyo story ya ku punished. But you see, picture this this way. One, we are trying to send a message to the society that ukipata mtu mwenye haizi kusupport kama family, try come up with a case, mwekea pale, system itakufavor, atafungwa. You see, that's very wrong. Another thing is that it was so sad for a young girl to be involved in this. Imagine mtu huyu akigrow up, akigrow every single day, trauma. Ataendelea je life yake atakuwa aje, because mtu huyu akisha testify aseme babake hajamfanyia kitu, hakuna mtu anashughulika na story yake guiding and counseling. Huyo mtu huyu bado atakuja kukwambia ni aje mama yako sasa kuna kesi amebaki police station anafungwa. See the other side. So
amona baki nyumbani naye akikutesta pia.
Imagine sasa.
Yeah,
so it's so sad.
Utarudi.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. And there was a story about that. I think about maybe a couple of years ago, there was a similar story of a young girl who was who lied and said that her father had defiled her. Turns out it was her mother who had coerced her in telling that story, and the dad had actually done some years behind bars. So it was her guilt conscience that kept eating at her, and she just had to confess and free the dad. But I don't know if the mom went to jail, but you're right, Cindy, they should do time. Mato, real quick before we go to the next story.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Okay, that truly does. It's true. There's nowhere we will not take it, I guess, but
because now if she goes to jail, she loses the daughter as well. Who raised this child?
It is such moments that make me say, emotional intelligence sometimes, a lot of times, does not exist in women.
I think
it is such moments.
A different way, Mato,
it is such moments. I say it is such moments.
Let's say in parents, let's not pick a gender, please.
Yeah, because even men can be just as We've seen men put women through a lot of drama just because you want her to feel the pain. Not necessarily because you want the kids, it's because you have more money
this is true.
Battle it out in court and gainful custody. It's true, Cindy.
I'll take that.
All right, now picture this, guys. Picture this. You take your car, your brand new Toyota Harrier, to a car wash. And then later, you find your new car overturned. Yeah, that happened in Kitale. An attendant aliachiwa gari, aoshe, gari ikapinduka. And then he fled the scene. The incident has raised concerns about responsibility and the importance of trust in service industries. The one that scares me usually is the mechanic, because those ones I've seen it happen with my own two eyes. Someone, I think he was trying to park a Range Rover, and he just hit another Range Rover. Hapo sikuamini.
Wadosi wajuane Amina.
Wadosi. No, but can you imagine, like, you've left your car there? You know, you think Matthew is going to take good care of it. Amekwambia, you know, my boys will look after it. Unakuja unaipata iko upside down.
First of all, okay, the year was 2012. 2013. My very first car. Nimetoka Mombasa vizuri, imefika Nairobi, nimeengojea kutoka saa 6 nikiambiwa anakuja, ilifika 6 p.m. 6 hours of waiting for it. Nikachukua. Nikasema wacha isiwekwe hizo rivets saa hii, wacha niende nyumbani nitaleta kesho. Nikaenda nikarudi. Nikaiwacha for 30 minutes niingie T-Mall, nikule shawarma, nirudi. Nilikuta karibu ilime mtu.
How?
Na nimeka nikaliambiwa tu itoe hapa uingize ndani. Kutoka hiyo siku, first of all, nilisema tu wacha hizi vitu wacha nisiziweke kwa roho. Kwa sababu ni mimi tu nitajiumiza. I'm just not going to hurt myself. Usiweke hizi vitu kwa roho.
It's his first car.
Ya kwanza KBX 883L Nissan Wing Road black.
Ini ile unamkanga usiku unaangalia kai bado iko kwa parking, si ndio? Every 2 seconds you keep wiping like a new phone.
I'm not saying it is a good thing that huyu mtu akao shalifanya, lakini hata mimi ningekuwa ningetoroka. Juu sasa hali ya mpya nitafanya nini?
Hata mimi ningetoroka. I feel like that would be the first thing I'd do. I'd just flee the scene just to go think about just to think of what I'm going to do next. Because I know they'll find me. They have ways that they're going to track me down. I just don't know if I can face the owner who just left the car. Kwanza ya kuoshwa, you know, for it to be washed, you know, maybe if you were taking it to the mech, again, there are things you think could have happened. Maybe they were doing something. I don't know. I don't know. But, hey, hiyo ni stress. Hiyo ni stress, let me tell you. All right, so do we have time for just one more story? Oh man, we don't have time. We don't have time.
We got to go.
We don't have time. We don't have time. Okay, so real quick, if you guys a couple of seconds, if you have, we have some seconds. So, Macho, real quick, the impeachment thoughts.
I don't think the reasons we were given for the impeachment of the president, of the deputy president, are the actual reasons why he was impeached. Kile walifanyana huko chambers, huko chamber, huko ndani, hatujui. But fact remains, the fact that number one has been very quiet. The only thing we see is documents signed. Hatujasikia siasa yote imepigwa juu ya hii. Anaenda kanisa anaongea kuhusu mambo tofauti na vile yeye ni master wa PR. Hii hajaongelea hata kidogo. Kuna kitu kingine ili hapa.
Lakini leo tulimwona mchana. Was very happy. Was okay. Cindy, real quick.
The impeachment process was a case of hyenas asking another hyena why it has more spots.
Okay, because me, I have 5 billion. Cindy, you have 10 billion. And
so why do you have more money than me?
And we're watching like this, and we're wondering, wait. So what was the point of the public participation if 281 people had made the, okay. Kido?
Regarding impeachment, I feel it was not fair enough. Ungewacha tukule msheveve kwanza.
But the one thing I like is that they showed us wanaweza pigana vita yao peke yao na wamalizane. So wasituletee tena.
Yes. But imagine kwa yote pia niliona enyewe that we can do things really fast. No sooner we just started talking about this impeachment. I thought this was going to go on for a while. And yeah, they decided we don't even need to hit November. This thing we can just.
They don't know how they're shooting themselves in the foot. Do they know? Okay.
I think it's for us Kenyans to see, you know, how quickly they can turn on one another. But yeah, so please let's keep our eye on the ball. Let's keep our eye on the ball. There's a lot more going on, all right? All right, so that's all we had for the show right now. We have the 10 p.m. show as well. Thank you so much, Kido. Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you so much.
Happy Mashuda Day weekend!
Yes, happy Mashuda Day weekend. My name is Amina Abdul. I'll catch you at 10. Time now for the news. Good evening. Bye.
Crowned by Skytrax, 15 years in a row. Yep, we've taken over 500 million of you to places. All thanks to our dedicated All-Stars and you.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
Enjoy all-in-one payment solutions for your business with Network. Accept multiple payment methods and process all your business transactions on one device. Whether it's M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay or Google Pay. Network does it all. It's faster, it's better, it's smarter. Get it for your business today by calling 0730-847-847.
Amkeni bana, kamerudi! Ndio yule! Cheki greatness tupu. He! Rako kazuri kadogo kamerudi na bado kana donjo. Pata mchuzi halisi kwa shilingi 5 tu, available at your nearest kiosk.
This is NTV.
The historic moment that the country is in is the gift that keeps giving. This morning, Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration, Kithure Kindiki, woke up as being a Cabinet Secretary. In a span of not too many hours, he was a Deputy President nominee. And not too long after that, he was a Deputy President-elect. Again, not too long after that, Kindiki was then in a point of limbo in regards to the legality of his nomination and the election that he had won, so to speak, at the National Assembly, because the courts gave an order to stay the implementation of the different levels of approval, so to speak, when it comes to his position as Deputy President-elect. The state has, according to reports we have, decided that tomorrow it is going to be swearing in Kindiki as the Deputy President-elect. But with all the court dynamics going around, the question is, how will they go about it? Is it going to be a legally binding thing that is going to proceed as planned, or will there be some breaks halted until the legal dynamics are cleared? We shall be getting good context on this in the course of this broadcast with a lawyer to give us the sense of what this means and what the court orders actually bar and whether they came in a tad too late. Welcome to NTV Weekend Edition. We start with the highlights.
The vote is overwhelmingly yes. He's now Deputy President-elect.
Nominated, voted for and gazetted in record time. Kithure Kindiki's political career wrought by history as he prepares to succeed another unprecedented legacy. Also tonight,
His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua is still the Deputy President of Kenya.
Rigathi Gachagua refuses to go down without a fight. Courts block his removal and replacement. Will the state comply and hold off Kindiki's swearing in? Plus,
kwa sababu baraka ya Mungu ni ya Mungu. Tunaona finally Mungu ametukumbuka kama watu wa Meru, kama watu wa Tharaka.
Sleepy Tharakanithi awakened as their son is elevated. Locals elated as they say, it is the God of Abraham. Kithure Kindiki's home is happy. And
Ruto asifanye mambo na kifua. Kama serikali kama koti imekataa, tuone kama watamwapisha.
Mimi kwa maoni yangu kama Jaramogi, kazi wa Bondo, nimeona kitu hiyo imefanywa haraka sana. Makosa yenye wameficha chini ya mesa yenye inafanya wachoko watoe wangeeleza wa Kenya.
The people watched listened and have spoken. More questions than answers leave Nyeri bitter and Siaya treading in the middle.
Live from Nation Center, this is Weekend Edition with Dan Mwangi.
Welcome to the broadcast, and alongside me on the sign language interpretation bit is Flora Atieno. And like we said, it has been a historic day in the country, and the dynamics around it are quite interesting, with the nomination and election into being the deputy president-elect of Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, the man who hails from the county of Tharaka Nithi. And at this point, we cross over to his home county, where we have our very own Mudhoka, who is going to be giving us a sense of what's happening there. If you can hear me well, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. And I mean, it has been quite a day on that side. We saw some of the clips online of the residents there celebrating and saying, with all pun intended, it is the God of Abraham. Give us a sense of what's happening on the ground, Mudhoka.
Well, we are coming live from Mukothima village, little known village tucked away and hidden away at the heart of Tharaka Nithi County, but which in the coming hours and days could spring to national prominence for one particular reason. This is actually the home village of the incoming Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, should his swearing-in ceremony at Uhuru Gardens from 9:30 a.m. tomorrow go on as planned, and should the courts as well decide that those who do not want him to occupy the seat of the Deputy President yet, should the courts decide that they have no case to prove. And so, ever since news broke out here in this sleepy village that the name of Professor Kithure Kindiki has been forwarded to Parliament, the sleepy village roared to life. It has been buzzing with activity, with residents and local leaders excited with the news that a man whose home is actually just a few meters from here will be sitting on the second most powerful seat in the country, as well as sitting on the highest decision-making table in the country, and that is the cabinet, which he has actually been sitting for the past 2 years, should indeed his swearing-in ceremony go on as planned, and should the courts not interfere with his plans to ascend to power. And so this village has actually been excited by that, and I would actually like to take us to how the day has been here in Tharaka Nithi County, and actually in Mukothima for the better part of the day, in this particular clip that has been taken by our correspondent as well as ourselves.
Tumeona maandiko imetimia kwamba baraka ambayo ni yako, hata kama itakawia, finally utaipata. Kijana yetu tunajua vizuri sana wakati Ruto alikuwa anatafuta watu wa kumsaidia kutafuta kiti ya urais, walikuwa nambari 2 wakiwa na Gachagua. Hatujui kile kilitendeka huko Nairobi, ikakuwa ni Gachagua atakuwa deputy president, lakini kwa sababu baraka ya Mungu ni ya Mungu, tunaona finally Mungu ametukumbuka.
Tukiwa na Kithure Kindiki, there shall be no tribalism, there shall be no hereism, there shall be no cronyism. All the hinsims in Kenya shall cease from Kenya because we have a person who has potential to cater for all the people in Kenya.
Yes. Wakati president alikuwa kule EACC, Kindiki ni alimsaidia akatoka kule. Wakati president alikuwa na maneno ya corruption na nini, Kindiki ni alimsaidia. Na siku ya leo amemwekelea kofia akuwe naibu wake wa rais.
We are hoping that because we know Kindiki as a very peaceful person, a person who normally consults, a person who is humble, a person who is well versed with communities and does not discriminate in any way. We are hoping that he will assist the president as the principal assistant to deliver for the people of Kenya.
Well, indeed, you can see, hear and feel the excitement of the villagers and neighbors of Professor Kithure Kindiki, including the governor of Tharaka Nithi who just spoke last, and that is Muthomi Njuki. Indeed, we are told that is just but a curtain raiser. Tomorrow will be the D-Day, and we'll be here to witness that firsthand, including also paying a visit to the home of Professor Kithure Kindiki, as well as to the home of his parents, where we are told actually we cannot just say the name Professor anyhowly, because more than 5 heads will be turning. It is a home filled with professors alongside Professor Kithure Kindiki, who indeed tomorrow, should things go his way, will be shedding off the title Interior CS and assuming the title Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, David Mudhoka in the county of Tharaka Nithi. We shall be keeping tabs on what's happening, and tomorrow, as we have our coverage of the events, we shall be crossing over to you live. Now, that's one side of the story. The other side is about the deputy president who's been impeached and who comes from the county of Nyeri, and residents there have slammed President William Ruto and called him a traitor for allegedly refusing to support former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua in his time of need. The angry residents say they feel that Ruto used Gachagua to secure votes in Mount Kenya region and later dumped him for Kithure Kindiki. However, the residents hope that the court will annul the impeachment. Margaret Kimathi has that story from the county of Nyeri.
President William Ruto has relished immense support from Nyeri County residents for the 2 years he has served as president. Every time he visits the county, droves of locals turn up to welcome him. But now the situation may change following former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's removal from office. They believe Ruto had a hand in it.
Kusema kweli niko betrayed kabisa. Ruto asifanye mambo na kifua. Kama serikali kama koti imekataa, tuone kama watamwapisha. Yangu ni kuwa mimi I know only one person. Rigathi Gachagua is the Deputy of the Republic of Kenya.
The situation was calm as residents went on with their daily activities, but their bottled-up anger could not be contained as they voiced their dissatisfaction with the impeachment process, terming it politically motivated and premeditated.
Huu wakati na wakati mwingine unakuja, sisi tunataka watu wa Mount Kenya, tunataka viti mbili tu, either rais ama opposition leader. Hiyo ndio ile kiti ambayo hautanyang'anywa, hautafanywa kitu, hatutaimpishiwa.
We are first asking the president to provide enough security for our brother Rigathi Gachagua, because we don't want to hear anything bad happening to him.
However, these residents hope that the court will revoke the decision of the National Assembly and the Senate after the court suspended the appointment of a new deputy president.
Tunajua ni 3 arms of government. Mwisho ni koti. So tunaomba koti lifanye haki kwa sisi wana Kenya. Juu tumejionea na tumeelewa hakuna kitu ilikuwa inaendelea.
Tunasema koti iamue. Na koti siku hizi hii serikali tangu serikali chukuliwa kwenye hii ya Ruto na Rigathi, tumeona makoti wako na ukweli, wanaongea ukweli.
At the residence of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua in Wamunyoro Village, Madera constituency, the situation is different. A security detail that has been guarding the resident has been withdrawn. In Karatina, a heavy contingent of GSU officers was deployed ready to suppress would-be protests in the hometown of Rigathi Gachagua. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Well, we'll keep monitoring the different parts of the country, and we shall be having the views of people from other parts of the country in the course of this bulletin. Now, Deputy President-designate Professor Kithure Kindiki has been blocked from assuming office following the ouster of Rigathi Gachagua from the same office. Justice Richard Mwongo, sitting at the High Court in Kerugoya, has further directed that the petition by David Munyi Madhenge and Peter Gishopi Kamotho be forwarded to the Chief Justice to form a bench of an uneven number of judges to determine the matter. This in a day of court battles with Gachagua seeking to save his tenure. NTV's senior reporter Ibrahim Karanja reports.
Right from the onset, ousted Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua had placed his hopes in the courts, noting that he was not going to get justice before the two houses of parliament. And hours after the Senate ratified the decision by the National Assembly to send him packing by way of impeachment, Gachagua's lawyers and allies were in various courts in the country hoping to save him from the ouster. In a petition filed through his lawyers at the High Court in Milimani, Justice Chacha Mwita granted, among other prayers, an order that, due to the issues raised in the petition and application, and the urgency demonstrated, a conservatory order is hereby issued staying implementation of the resolution by the Senate upholding the impeachment charges against the petitioner, the Deputy President of Kenya, including appointment of his replacement until 24th October 2024, when the matter will be mentioned before the bench to be appointed by the Chief Justice for appropriate orders and actions.
The resolution is suspended, right? The resolution impeaching the Deputy President is suspended, is stayed, which means it's of no effect. You get my point? This is what the court has said. Now, and I'm saying that thereafter, right, these other processes are affected by it. Right? Remember the appointment, and I still maintain, the appointment itself is a process. It's a process. And this, so we have got the orders, which came in at 1358, right? Before the swearing in. So you see, the swearing in has not taken place. So this order has stayed whatever process which was going to lead to the appointment.
But it is orders given by Justice Richard Mwongo in Kerugoya that have definitively stopped Deputy President-designate Professor Kindiki Kithure's inauguration, initially set for tomorrow, Saturday the 19th of October. In the case filed by David Munyi Madhenge and Peter Gishopi Kamotho, Justice Mwongo has directed that, among other things, that in light of the nature of the matters raised herein, as noted in Order 3 herein, conservatory orders are hereby issued against implementation of the resolution of the Senate in terms of Prayer C of the Notice of Motion, preventing any person, including the second interested party, appointed by the President and approved by the National Assembly, from assuming the office of the Deputy President. That second interested party is Professor Kithure Kindiki. Gachagua's lawyer Victor Swanya says that in light of these orders, he remains Deputy President.
The courts have said this process has been stayed. So it means that the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, he is the Deputy President. So it's up to the government to ensure that these orders are followed, and if they are taken away, his security must be restored. They still have responsibility for his security as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
3 other petitions had been separately filed challenging Gachagua's ouster at the High Court in Milimani in Nairobi. They include petitions by Eddie Waigoro and Victor Ngatia versus the Senate and the National Assembly and 10 others, Andrew Njoroge and Mwirore Waweru and 1 other versus the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Speaker of the Senate, and Emmanuel Elijah Otieno versus the National Assembly. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.
Quite the dynamics in regards to the legalities and the illegalities as alleged by some. So we are going to get some clarity here, and we are joined by senior counsel and constitutional lawyer, that is Charles Kanjama, who should be joining us live now on this conversation to just get a sense of what his view is in regards to the dynamics around here. Bwana Kanjama, thank you for joining us on NTV Weekend Edition. And just for the, just to set it off, do you feel that these court orders, some have been arguing that they've been overtaken by events, do you feel they still are in place?
So first of all, let me clarify that what we have is conservatory order.
Okay.
Conservatory order is the most powerful kind of constitutional order. It is like a 4-dimension court order. It is more powerful than an injunction. It is more powerful than an order of stay. Our conservatory order is a 360-degree order. It applies in time, stopping what has happened in the past, preventing something to go on in the future, and even impacting the present. So when you look at the exact wording of the court orders that have been issued, both in Nairobi and in Kerugoya, they are conservatory orders stopping implementation of the impeachment resolution of the Senate. What this means is that it doesn't matter how much implementation had already taken place by the time the order was issued. Any further implementation is stopped by the court order. So that means that we are in a situation as if those additional actions, beginning with the removal from office, which was a direct consequence of the impeachment order of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the proceedings in the National Assembly today, the voting to select Professor Kithure Kindiki, all those have been stopped by a conservatory court order.
All right, so if the state was to proceed with swearing in Kithure Kindiki tomorrow, as it is, they would be going against the law, just for clarity?
In fact, they will not only be going against the law, they would be committing an act of contempt of court. It would be, I think, quite a serious action. Those who do it might end up finding themselves engaged in an impeachable offense, and they might face sanctions from the court, including sanctions relating to their continuation in whatever public office they have. The court orders are very serious issues. They have to be complied with. And I think I also need to clarify that any action undertaken in violation of a court order is considered a nullity, null and void, and of no legal effect. It would be the same as two children playing a game of make-believe. It would have no effect regardless of who does it. Until the court order is lifted or set aside, it has to be complied with.
So what options does the government have? Is it something that the Office of the Attorney General could now, step in, and what can be done if they want to, so to speak, salvage the situation from where they stand?
The way to salvage the situation is as follows. The politicians and the political process played its way out, including the quasi-judicial process in the Senate. The courts have now asserted that they have a right to review the proceedings that took place in the National Assembly and the Senate. So it is now the time, based on our constitutional architecture, for the courts to have an opportunity to review what happened. So the Attorney General would have to get lawyers, either his own staff or external lawyers, or a combination of both, to participate in the court proceedings. They can always make an application seeking to review or set aside the decisions that have been made. But that application would be heard by the 3-judge bench that is expected to deal with the matters on Thursday next week. So there are not much options between now and Thursday, because even if they were to do an application for setting aside, it would probably also come up for hearing on Thursday next week.
All right, and I've seen also conversations around Article 137, which talks about the qualifications and disqualifications elections as president, and I believe this would also apply for deputy president. And a person is not qualified for nomination as a presidential candidate if the person, that's 2, then B says, is a public officer or is acting in any state or other public office. So, presuming that, considering that as far as Kenyans know, Kithure Kindiki at the point of his nomination, as well as at the point of his vote, election in the National Assembly, was still the CS for Interior and National Administration. Does that already disqualify him from being, the Deputy President-elect or DP eventually?
Subparagraph 3 of the article that you've read gives an exclusion for candidate for president or deputy president. So I would not make a determination and say that that particular provision ousts the ability of Kithure Kindiki from being deputy president, because Article 137, paragraph 3 gives an exception in the case of president or deputy president.
Okay.
I think there will be a question as to whether if he was qualified to be elected, assuming that is the argument that is being used by the National Assembly to the position of deputy president, the question would be, did IBC have any role in that particular process?
Okay, and Senior Counsel, just the last one before we go, we've seen a lot of legal jargon flying around, and I'm glad you began by, schooling us in regards to conservatory orders, etc. For the benefit of understanding, is there a difference between the swearing in, assuming office? There are those kind of words that at times people may use interchangeably, just for the benefit of those who may not know.
Thank you for that. So what happens is that there is a constitutional process defined that prescribes how you can become eligible to assume office. It can either be an elective process or an appointive process. The moment you have successfully gone through that process, you then become, in this case, you would be vice president-elect or vice president-designate, depending on how the process took place. That means you have gone through all the constitutional steps, but you are not yet in office. You are now eligible to take office. So the process of taking office is called assumption of office, and it is a process which includes some provisions in the Constitution and in an Act of Parliament that has been enacted for that purpose. There are ceremonial steps, and there are also a very important procedural steps. And the most important procedural step prescribed by the Constitution is to take an oath of office. And in the case of president or deputy president, they actually take 2 oaths before they can assume the office. So the process of assumption of office has several steps, but one of them is to take the oath. And the Constitution is clear that you shall not assume office. In other words, you shall not start functioning in that capacity before you take the oath. And in the case of the president or deputy president, the oath is to be witnessed by the Chief Justice or the Deputy Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you very much, Senior Counsel Charles Kanjama, for schooling us and for giving us the insights on the same and joining us on NTV Weekend Edition. As always, it is a great pleasure. Thank you very much. Like you've heard it, according to the Senior Counsel, in the event that the state moves in the direction of having the Deputy President-elect, or let me say Kithure Kindiki as Deputy President tomorrow, as things stand, that would be like 2 children having some games. We take a short break on NTV Weekend Edition. We'll be back with more, including a profile on the professor, that is Abraham Kithure Kindiki. Stay with us.
New Downy perfume collection. Sometimes I need a scent to keep me calm amongst the chaos, or a light fragrance that keeps me fresh in the heat, or a perfume that feels elegant all day and into the night, lasting longer than expensive perfumes. New Downy, lavender comfort, sunrise fresh, and sweet elegance, freshness that inspires confidence. Your dreams have come true. Try it for only 20 shillings.
You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level and to win again and again and again. To Betika is to test the limits of speed and to swing hard at every opportunity. To Betika is to do the impossible. It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Lakini vile hii ekonomi imetufinya, ilinibidi kubadilisha sabuni nikatumia ingine rahisi. Bala, ilibidi nioshe kila kitu mara mbili. Sikuwa na otherwise, nikarudia Ariel.
Ariel, usafi bora kwa mwosho mmoja tu. You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level and to win again and again and again. To Betika is to test the limits of speed and to swing hard at every opportunity. To Betika is to do the impossible. It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Enjoy all-in-one payment solutions for your business with Network. Accept multiple payment methods and process all your business transactions on one device. Whether it's M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. Network does it all. It's faster, it's better, it's smarter. Get it for your business today by calling 0730-847-847.
Ni tikiti moja, lakini ni tikiti inayowafungulia milango iliyofungwa. Milango za huduma kwa wanafunzi kupata elimu na mahitaji ya shule bila mapendeleo. Huduma kwa afya ya jamii na kuwapa imani ya kesho. Kufungua na kuimarisha biashara, ujenzi na kurudisha ustawi kwa maisha ya wasiojiweza. Huduma ya ushindi kwa wote. Na unapobonyeza *570#, sio mchezo tu, ni nguvu.
Welcome back to NTV Weekend Edition. Now, following Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment as Deputy President last evening and subsequent illness leading him to being admitted to the current hospital, leaders, some of whom are within the ruling UDA party, have been trooping into the hospital to offer a shoulder to lean on for the impeached Deputy President. NTV's Brian Moshiri now reports on the possibility of a new political alliance that enshrines Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and now impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua at the helm.
That Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is down is a no-brainer. His former political friends and allies, including President William Ruto, have abandoned him. Thursday afternoon, Senate impeachment proceedings that ratified his removal saw the man, Rigathi Gachagua, taken ill at the Karen hospital, with doctors saying he suffered chest complications. Since then, political leaders have taken the opportunity to offer the man a shoulder to lean on. Leaders drawn from Azimio and some from his UDA party have been trooping into the Karen hospital to see Gachagua. But even as this happens, the possibility of a Gachagua-Kalonzo alliance is alive, now more than ever. On Friday morning, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, flanked by DAPK Party leader Eugene Wamalwa, arrived at the hospital, with Kalonzo holding that Gachagua was not given a fair trial.
Bado akona udhaifu na kwa hivyo atunge hata kumzungumzia hata zaidi. Tumtakia kila laheri, lakini huku tukizidi kumtakia uponyaji wa haraka, hatuna budi ila pia kuangazia yaliyofanyika jana kwa seneti. Tuwapongeza wale maseneta ambao walichukua msimamo.
Wamalwa alluding to the possibility of a new alliance with Raila Odinga, now working with President William Ruto.
Our leader in the National Assembly, Honorable Robert Mbui, spoke for all of us as Azimio. But their counterparts in ODM spoke a different language.
Further, senators allied to Kalonzo Musyoka all voted to save Gachagua on Thursday night. The Azimio Brigade visited Gachagua in hospital less than 24 hours after some more leaders who have fashioned themselves as allies of Gachagua also came to visit him, some of whom were weeping after seeing him in the ward.
The natural has happened to the Deputy President, and I think what matters to us at this point is the health and the life of the Deputy President.
We've not been able to have any conversation with him or even to see him properly because we came in when the doctors were at it, and therefore we may not be able to talk about his medical status right now, but I'm sure you have heard from even the people who saw him come in. Things were a little bit heavy on him.
I never thought or imagined at any given time we would reach where we are today. But all in all, we continue thanking God for everything, and we pray because Kenyans, we are very active and thorough. As far as political moments unfold, we are able to see, scan, and be able to draw lessons and conclusions very fast.
It, however, remains to be seen if the courts will resuscitate Gachagua's political career by nullifying his impeachment that blocks him from occupying public office, either as an appointed or elected officer. Brian Moshiri, NTV, Nairobi.
Now, the nomination of Kithure Kindiki to replace impeached Rigathi Gachagua has sparked varied views from Kenyans. In the Mount Kenya region, opinion is divided, with East welcoming the move and West in disagreement. Well, Kenyans watched, listened, and now have spoken.
Gachagua hakuwa mtu mbaya. Kwa maoni yangu mimi naona ya kwamba alikuwa anatetea na Gachagua alikuwa mtu mzuri sana.
For now we don't care who mwenye atachaguliwa. My opinion wanafaa wape hata Sudi because hatuna matumaini.
Acha Gachagua aende nyumbani. Alisema mlima mlima. Sasa sisi wa Pokot hatuonekani na hatujawahi sikia mtu akisema ya kwamba Pokot, Nandi, Kisumu, Mombasa, tulisikia tu mlima mlima.
Sawa Kikuyu, nilikuwa naomba sisi tumeoana na nyinyi. Amefanya vizuri kutoa huyu jamaa, juu huyu jamaa ni kama alikuwa anajaribu kugawanya watu.
Sijui nini imetenganisha hawa. Hata hivyo Kindiki wacha akuje tu, hata Sugile walikuwa na bendana na Ruto, wamefanya mambo yao mzuri. Tutaendelea kuombea Kenya, lakini watu wa Mount Kenya msijali jamani, tuko pamoja na nyinyi.
Tunafaa kuelewa kindani ni nini kimekura kingine, ni nini kimeng'oa chuma ingine. Sisi kama wananchi tunataka utetezi. Tumesikia kwamba Adani ametawala Kenya. Hili jambo tunahitaji walifanye hivyo hivyo. Punde si punde tunahitaji, kama tumewapa 2 weeks watupe wafanye hivyo hivyo vile wamefanya.
Tulisema Ruto must go. Hatukusema Gachagua must go. Hawakufanya vizuri. Tena mimi nikiwa Wamboi, siku ya maoni nilipoteza siku yangu, nikaenda kuweka kura ya maoni yangu, na hiyo maoni yangu nikiwa mwananchi haikufuatwa.
Mtu akiomba msamaha, na tunajua kila siku huwa tunaomba Mungu. President wetu Ruto tungeomba umsamehe, aliomba pole, kosa ni kurudia, anafaa kusamehewa wa Kenya, asamehewa katika jina la Yesu Kristo.
Dirishia kwamba kama MCA wa Kithure Kindiki ni kwamba Kindiki ataangalia kila Mkenya mahali popote hapo, na tusikuwe na wasiwasi na kijana yetu.
There shall be no tribalism. There shall be no harierism. There shall be no cranerism. All the hinsims in Kenya shall cease from Kenya, because we have a person who has potential to cater for all the people in Kenya.
Kindiki hawezi. Na nimewaambia
Ninamaliza na hiyo question. Hawezi, sababu amekuwa kwa hiyo uongozi wakisema asimamie serikali. Baringo, mnaona venye watu wanakufa usiku na mchana, na amekuwa kwa hiyo nafasi. Inakuaje tena asimame hapa? Yeye sasa ndiye anaenda kukula rais kichwa.
Mabwenyenye ndio anapewa hivi viti kwa nini? Kwa tarajia mtu aikiharibika zaidi hata labda swape kijana. So mimi sijafurahia kabisa mambo ya Kindiki kupewa kama deputy. Hiyo sijafurahia. Aingiana mambo ya bottom up kwa upande yangu mimi.
And still a lot more is being said and has been said in the course of the day, both online and offline, we call it that, and we shall keep monitoring what you Kenyans are saying and give your platform to speak as much as we can. We take a short break on NTV Weekend Edition. On the other side of the break, Nina Shaban gives you the latest in business. Stay with us.
You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level and to win again and again and again. To Betika is to test the limits of speed and to swing hard at every opportunity. To Betika is to do the impossible. It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Babies play around and then, oops, Morphix absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi leak in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Morphix. Renewed Morphix, ultimate quality.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
Hapa ni Butterfly Care Center. Na watoto hawa wanahitaji proper improvement kwa dormitories, classroom, kitchen, vyoo, mahali pa kuogea na mahali pa kuchezea. Pamoja tuna nguvu, na ndio maana
*570# option 4 kuna probox na 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inamaanisha kila stake ambao unacheza nayo ili kushinda probox au 1 million, part of it inatengwa ili kuimarisha maisha ya watoto wa Butterfly Care Center. Iko na ni mpya na inakufaa na ni *570# option ya 4. Pamoja tuchezi tu, tunasaidia na tunashinda.
Global Tea and Commodities Limited is by far the largest tea exporter in Kenya and probably in East Africa as well. Our group has employed close to 1,000 employees. We face so much of challenges. One of the rainbows in the storm has been Apsa's TMO system. The facilities which we enjoy has helped us grow our business in the last year tremendously. And together, we can write the next chapter of our story.
Acne-prone skin, marks? Stop. Try new Garnier Charcoal Serum with 4% AHA, BHA and charcoal. The first black serum with no residue. Clinically proven to reduce pimples and acne marks. New Garnier AHA, BHA Charcoal Serum. Approved by dermatologists by Garnier Naturally.
A very good evening to you. I do hope that you're having a good night after a long week of no business news. Here, the stories making headlines in the world of business. My name is Anina Shaban. Now, the Energy and Petroleum Ministry has threatened to crack down on filling stations that have continued to sell fuel at high prices despite lower prices announced on Tuesday. Some filling stations were yet to lower the pump prices despite the adjustments made by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, that were to take effect on the 15th of October to the 14th of November 2024. And EPRA on Tuesday announced the biggest drop in fuel prices in 19 months. And this was after the landed costs of fuel between 5.5% to 8.6%. In other news, majority of mobile network operators in the region, including Safaricom and Airtel, will have to take a hit in their revenues from data roaming charges. The new caps proposed for the East African Community ESC One Network area are approved. A source sitting at the ESC Technical Committee on Communication told East Africa that a meeting with the sector regulators from the region last week settled on capping data roaming charges at 65 cents per megabyte, and if approved, the rates will significantly cut revenues for telecommunication companies in the region, most of which have their roaming tariffs way above what will now be the maximum chargeable rate within the ONA member countries. This is the first time the community has introduced caps on data and SMS since the establishment of the One Network area in 2014, when only a maximum rate for voice tariffs was set. And on to our last story, payment service providers, PSPs, lost at least 1.5 million mobile money users last year amid an increase in tax and transaction limits and tougher, or rather higher, controls by the Central Bank of Kenya, CBK, to counter money laundering. A PSP as a third-party company that allows businesses to accept electronic payments such as credit card and debit card payments. They include telcos such as Safaricom, Airtel and Telecom Kenya. The CBK's 2023 Financial Sector Stability Report shows that Kenyans actively using mobile money services on a monthly basis dropped from 32.9 million in December 2022 to 31.4 million as of December last year. While Kenya's retail payment system, which accommodates a mobile money, serves the highest number of customers, and the value of transactions last year recorded a particularly slow progress in the sector.
Big square 681. So the amount? The amount is 520.
And that's it for business news. Have yourself a lovely night. My name is Nina Shivan. Dan Mwangi will be back with more.
You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level and to win again and again and again. To Betika is to test the limits of speed and to swing hard at every opportunity. To Betika is to do the impossible It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Enjoy all-in-one payment solutions for your business with Network. Accept multiple payment methods and process all your business transactions on one device. Whether it's M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. Network does it all. It's faster, it's better, it's smarter. Get it for your business today by calling 0730-847-847.
The 21st edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon is here. Catch all the action live on NTV from 6 a.m. on Sunday, 27th October.
Ni tikiti moja, lakini ni tikiti inayowafungulia milango iliyofungwa. Milango za huduma kwa wanafunzi kupata elimu na mahitaji ya shule bila mapendeleo. Huduma kwa afya ya jamii na kuwapa imani ya kesho. Kufungua na kuimarisha biashara, ujenzi na kurudisha ustawi kwa maisha ya wasiojiweza. Huduma ya ushindi kwa wote. Na unapobonyeza *570#, sio mchezo tu, ni nguvu.
New Downy refill pouches, lasting longer than expensive perfumes. Cap, store, and no need to add water. Serve with a Downy refill.
You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level. And to win again, and again, and again. To Betika is to test the limits of speed. And to swing hard at every opportunity. To Betika is to do the impossible. It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Introducing Festive Cakes.
We have some delightful snacks for all of you.
The Festive Simbella Cake. Indulge in the pleasure of a cone-shaped cake that's bursting with flavors.
Where did you come from? Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Festive Cupcakes.
Thank you.
Perfect treat to share with friends and family.
Now for your kids' school snacks, hakuna stress.
Festive Pink Cakes. The perfect blend of sweetness and softness.
And now this is for you, Dad, and your office mate.
Festive Pound Cake. This sumptuous cake will leave you craving for more. Taste the magic with our Festive Cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
Hapa ni Butterfly Care Center.
Na watoto hawa wanahitaji proper improvement kwa dormitories, classroom, kitchen, vyoo, mahali pa kuogea na mahali pa kuchezea.
Pamoja tuna nguvu, na ndio maana *570# option 4 kuna probox na 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inamaanisha kila stake ambao unacheza nayo ili kushinda probox au 1 million, part of it inatengwa ili kuimarisha maisha ya watoto wa Butterfly Care Center. Iko na ni mpya na inakufaa, na ni *570# option ya 4. Pamoja tuchezi tu, tunasaidia na tunashinda.
Want to know the biggest story of the week? Do not worry. The Weekly Review got you covered. For in-depth analysis of politics, business, governance, as well as social issues, the Weekly Review covers it all. For well-researched, exclusive and investigative content, read the Weekly Review every Sunday in the Sunday Nation.
You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level. And to win again, and again, and again. To Betika is to test the limits of speed. And to swing hard at every opportunity. To Betika is to do the impossible. It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV Weekend Edition. The Deputy President's seat eluded him in 2022, but come 2024, and Kithure Kindiki is the man of the moment, having been approved by the National Assembly and now awaiting to be sworn in. Ibrahim Karanja brings you the story of Kindiki's long walk to the second highest seat of power in Kenya.
These are two men whose ghosts and shadows have been hovering around each other and perhaps disturbing each other's peace since when they each built formidable political clout for themselves and as indispensable beings in President William Ruto's presidential politics. Ousted Deputy President Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua and his now clear replacement, Deputy President-designate Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki. What started as a serious tussle for William Ruto's running mate position 888 days ago at the Deputy President's official residence in Karen has now culminated to an unprecedented yet anticipated political moment, with Rigathi falling out of grace and power less than half his term and Kindiki picked to replace him and finish the journey. But this appears to have been on the way coming for some time now. On the 12th of September 2024, at a meeting in Nyahururu, 48 members of parliament made this famous statement that was later christened the Nyahururu Declaration. Present in this meeting included Leader of Majority in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Laikipia East Member of Parliament, Mwangi Kiunjuri. Political heavyweights in their own right who had completely fallen out with Gachagua. Here, they picked Kindiki as the linkage between the Mount Kenya region and President William Ruto's government.
Given the prevailing state of affairs and the urgency of the mission ahead, there is need to have a link that will create a nexus between us and the national executives on matters development. Accordingly, we as elected leaders from this region and its diaspora, on our own behalf and that of our people, unanimously resolve that our link to the national government to be the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration, Professor Kithure Kindiki, whose responsibilities in the executive includes the coordination of national government functions across the country.
At the time, seen as dethroning Gachagua, who not only sat as the country's second in command, but also as the deputy party leader of the United Democratic Alliance Party, in which Professor Kindiki is a member. The 48 members of parliament were, however, not the first. Just 2 days prior, some other 16 lawmakers drawn from the counties of Embu, Tharaka Nithi and Meru had made similar declarations. For the past 2 years, Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President-designate, has been at the helm of the country's security, serving as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government for 2 stints.
I, Kithure Kindiki.
His first stint was from the 27th of October 2022 to the 11th of July 2022, when the cabinet was dismissed following the Gen Z uprising in Kenya. A period of 623 days that truly tried and tested Kindiki's mettle in leadership. He is a man who took over the reins at the Ministry of Interior when guns were loud and death was the norm in the North Rift counties of Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Samburu, West Pokot and Turkana. An assignment he took over with gusto. Also at the time were frustrations bedeviling Kenyans at the immigration offices and at the registrar of persons, with passports and identity cards becoming elusive documents. Professor Kindiki, as a Cabinet Secretary for Interior, oversaw 2 sets of anti-government protests, one being the one led by Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance, protesting the skyrocketing cost of living in 2023, and another by the Gen Z, who started by protesting against the Finance Bill of 2024, which culminated into anti-bad governance protests. He has faced criticism over his handling of the protests. But who is this man? Born on 16th July 1972 in Irunduni village of Tharaka constituency in Meru district, Kindiki takes office aged 52 years and slightly over 1 month old, having achieved immense successes not only in his political career but also in his private practice as a lawyer for 24 years. The son of Reverend Daniel Kindiki and Miss Hannah Kindiki first rose to prominence between 2012 and 2015 when he represented William Ruto at the International Criminal Court at The Hague, when Ruto was facing crimes against humanity following the 2007-2008 post-election violence. The man who he represented would later have his cases set aside as sitting deputy president and later rose to become Kenya's 5th president, and is now set to become Kindiki's boss at the presidency. But even before that historic representation at The Hague, Kindiki was already cutting a niche for himself as an astute lawyer and a tutor of the law. Between the year 2000 and the year 2011, he served as a lecturer at some of Kenya's best institutions of higher learning, beginning with Moi University, where he lectured between 2000 to 2003. Later, at the University of Nairobi between the year 2003 and 2011. It is in the year 2005, while at the University of Nairobi, when he began his leadership and managerial skills, when he was appointed the head of Department for Public Law until the year 2007. Then later rose to become the Associate Dean of the School of Law between the years 2007 and 2010. Throughout his career as a lecturer, Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki was on various occasions a visiting lecturer at the University of Budapest in Hungary, the University of Sao Paulo in Brazil, and the University of Pretoria in South Africa. In 2008, he briefly served as the Secretary for National Cohesion following the National and Reconciliation Dialogue. These experiences appeared to have sharpened Kindiki for the assignment ahead as he dived into the murky waters of politics in the year 2013, where he threw his hat in the ring for the Pioneer Senate seat for Tharaka Nithi County on a TNA party ticket. In that election, which was Kindiki's maiden, he garnered 112,588 votes of the total valid votes of 138,984, which is a record 81% of the total valid votes cast in that election. He beat 5 other candidates. Immediately after that election and upon his inauguration at the Senate, Professor Kindiki became the House Majority Leader, the first under the 2010 Constitution, a position in which he served until 2017, indicating just how instrumental he was in laying the foundation for legislations touching on devolution, which was by then a new concept. At the election of August 2017, Kindiki sought for re-election into the same Senate seat representing Tharaka Nithi County, this time on a Jubilee Party ticket. He garnered 120,076 of the total valid votes of 174,413, representing 68.85% of the total valid votes. This time, upon his re-election, he served as the Deputy Speaker of the Senate for 3 years up to 2020, when he was unceremoniously ousted for not aligning with politics of the establishment of the day.
Professor Kindiki, you have served us for the duration that you have done. You have served us well. Your party has lost confidence in you. That is a point at which we say that the center cannot hold and things fall apart. The future is bright. You will continue being a member with us here in case the House also resolves it has no confidence in you. But I must say that while he sat on that chair, he made certain rulings, certain precedents that have strengthened this House.
He is a man of honor in a House that does not value that.
He is a man who is extremely competent, and I'm sure we shall not be able to see that as we move forward. But that's okay. That's the decision that we shall have to make here today.
Ukiangalia mbele, kama ni siasa, wewe ni lazima ufate mkondo wa maji. Tunaona mafloods yanapiga katika Kenya. Ule mkondo wa maji ukiwa unaenda, yale maji vile yanateremka yanabeba kila kitu, yanabeba miti, kila kitu. Kwa hiyo wewe sasa umejipata katika panda hiyo. Hivi sasa utazama, lakini kuvunjika kwa mwiko sio mwisho wa kupika.
Many termed his ouster as a public lynching in the Senate, as even those who voted to remove him had extremely kind words for him, only indicating that their actions were simply political. This year, 2020, was the same year in which, together with other key William Ruto allies, they formed the United Democratic Alliance Party. By the beginning of 2022, so embedded and instrumental was Professor Kindiki in the campaign and ideology of then Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, that he was among the top contenders of the running mate position that would have eventually become the Deputy President in the event Ruto became president. Early in that year, he was involved in crafting the coalition pact for parties in the then newly formed Kenya Kwanza coalition. It is perhaps the events of the 15th of May 2022 that put Professor Kindiki in an ultimate political test. That day, at the Deputy President's official residence in Karen, Ruto was to name his running mate. After hours upon hours of deliberations, Ruto picked on Rigathi Gachagua, then Madera constituency lawmaker. The country would, however, be told that Kindiki was the pick amongst members of parliament. An enraged Kindiki stormed out of the deliberations, vowing to take a sabbatical from any elective or appointive position. However, Kenya Kwanza would go ahead to win the 2022 general election, ushering the era of President William Ruto. In turn, Professor Kithure Kindiki was nominated and later appointed into the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, a position he has served in to date, although with a brief break from office when the cabinet was dissolved. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.
Ibrahim Karanja with that special report on the profile of Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki brings to a close NTV Weekend Edition for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Myself, the rest of the team, including, and not the least, that is Flora Tien, who has been on the sign language interpretation. And remember, we shall be keeping you updated, not only on our broadcast, but across the hours of the day and night, as we are on digital platforms at NTV Kenya across the board and ntvkenya.co.ke, our website, where we shall be giving you updates, as well as nation.africa, bdafrica.com, and taifaleo.nation.co.ke. Thank you for joining us. My name is Dan Mwangi. Have yourselves a great weekend.
This is NTV.
Karibuni. Hii ndio base ya the best local entertainment.
Tell me where my money is.
You don't know what they do to girls like you. Nakwambia mama Chantel amegeuka kwa mtoto siku hizi. Anabadilisha nguo kama mara 3 kwa siku.
The 21st edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon is here. Catch all the action live on NTV from 6 a.m. on Sunday, 27th October.
You have all heard the word Betika, but do you know what Betika really means? To Betika is to climb to the top of the world. To Betika is to get promoted to the next level and to win again and again and again. Tumetika is to test the limits of speed and to swing hard at every opportunity. Tumetika is to do the impossible. It is possible with Betika.
Welcome to Betika, the home of champions.
Babies play around and then, oops, Morphix ina-absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi leak in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Morphix. Renewed Morphix, ultimate quality.
Every journey has its milestones, and each step you take reflects your confidence, resilience, and unwavering focus. And amidst the chaos, you've carved out your own path, defying the odds and inspiring those around you. You've overcome challenges and made your mark. Your story is a testament to innovation, leadership, and impact. It deserves recognition. Nominate yourself or someone who embodies greatness for the Business Daily Top 40 Under 40 Men 2024 title today. Visit top40.bdafrica.com to submit your nomination.
Voice is basically the sound that you produce, and it's produced from the voice box. So the lungs produce air. The air makes the vocal cords vibrate, then you produce voice. Voice disorders can be what we call acute for a short time or chronic for a long time.
My thyroid was growing big, so it was removed. I was told I had some vocal cord burst, and that is how I ended up losing my voice.
Where did you come from?
Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
It's been 50 years of growth.
The idea was to actually develop the teachers.
50 years of changing lives.
Mwalimu Sacco has made me to acquire 56 acres. I've planted cane, I've bought tractors.
From 11 members to well over 130,000.
Anyone can become a member, not only teachers.
For me, it opened up a possibility of growth.
I can easily track my money.
This October, Kenya's largest Sacco in asset base celebrates 50 years of nurturing dreams to possibilities for a better future.
The institution has created a lot of impact.
You have quite a lot to celebrate.
Relive the journey this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on NTV.
Kibra, the largest informal settlement in Kenya, has long been a place where many dreams go unfulfilled, as poverty and lack of education keep youth trapped in a cycle of despair. But there's a glimmer of hope, a new beginning called Macheo. For students like Michelle, Saturday mornings mean preparing for Macheo's learning activities. Michelle joins other students from nearby schools every Saturday as they head to Strathmore University. At the university, students dedicate their Saturday afternoons to engaging in various learning programs. These programs include remedial classes in subjects like math and languages, life skills sessions, and mentoring from university staff and students.
Mimi ni msee wa mtaa. Nimezaliwa mtaa, nikalelewa mtaa. Kwa hivyo hakuna tofauti kati yangu na nyinyi.
Africa's next chapter in responsible business is here. Join industry leaders as we shape the next generation of responsible businesses.
Over the long term, business cannot succeed where societies are failing.
Exploring themes like ESG, economic growth, gender equality and climate change. Be part of Africa's transformative journey. Register today.
Ila mimi nimefukua na hii mikono yangu.
He just turned to us and told us, I hope mmeona tumejaribu.
Our child died in my wife's womb.
I live my brother's life. When he saw that they are coming towards where he saw his young sisters went to hide, he revealed himself to distract them.
Kuzaliwa nikiwa mlemavu, ni shida ilitokea. So nilitibiwa ugonjwa ambao iko kwa koo yangu.
Nikasikia poa poa, tukatokelezea tukaenda na maji sisi na watoto wangu.
I crossed the finish line. I saw that it's my dream now. It was something like another African child with a lot of dreams, and that is my story.
How do you parent your parents? How do you insist no, you have to take your medication? How?
This is my story in 12 minutes.
Every journey has its milestones, and each step you take reflects your confidence, resilience, and unwavering focus. And amidst the chaos, you've carved out your own path, defying the odds and inspiring those around you. You've overcome challenges and made your mark. Your story is a testament to innovation, leadership, and impact. It deserves recognition. Nominate yourself or someone who embodies greatness for the Business Daily Top 40 Under 40 Men 2024 title today. Visit top40.bdafrica.com to submit your nomination.
Pata taarifa teke na e-paper. Stay in the know on the go. Getting the full story bilangori. To sign up, choose your preferred subscription. Use the promo code SUBZ22 to get 20% off and pay. Get your favorite newspaper and enjoy the truth anywhere, anytime. For inquiries, email epaper@ke.nationmedia.com or call 0790 111 111. Subscribe today and get your taarifa teke.
It's been 50 years of growth.
The idea was to actually develop the teachers.
50 years of changing lives.
Mwalimu Sacco has made me to acquire 56 acres. I've planted cane, I've bought tractors.
From 11 members to well over 130,000.
Anyone can become a member, not only teachers.
For me, it opened up a possibility of growth.
I can easily track my money.
This October, Kenya's largest Sacco in asset base celebrates 50 years of nurturing dreams to possibilities for a better future.
The institution has created a lot of impact.
You have quite a lot to celebrate.
Relive the journey this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on NTV.
Are you ready for the show?
This week on Churchill Show.
How are you?
You know, the research has proven that I'm the most handsome man international. So you can imagine how do other men look.
Kama siyo shati wallahi singekuona. Linakuangalia tu katikati ya warembo unakaa shortcut. Maisha isai kuchapa mpaka ukajiuliza ama niliibwa pumwani. Kama una pesa mguu kuwa straight, juu bado zinajitegemea. Niko DCI.
Watu wanasema pesa iko, shida ni DCI. Ni ukweli?
Saizi hata naanza kubagain vitu tu za ujinga. Hata ukiniuliza ni saa ngapi, nakuambia ni saa 4 lakini naweza kufanyia saa 3.
Where did you come from?
Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
Wewe umetuamini kukutembeza mashariki, kusini, kaskazini na magharibi kuijua Kenya.
Na tumepenya. Positioned as your prized partner, portraying the potential, pains and promise your county poses for you.
Yuyu huyu kipenzi chako cha county anakumulikia mishale ya Kwale.
Giving you a tour of the county, see it from the sea, address your cares from the air and grasp what's at hand on the land.
Siku ya Mashujaa tumefurahia sana kuletwa sehemu za Kwale.
Naona huku shamra ziko nyingi, watu wamejipanga mashujaa.
kujaja kimashujaa bashara tarehe 20 Oktoba. Aminia kikosi cha NTV, usipitwe na kitu.
NTV on the road. Kwale Mashujaa edition.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we preview the full electric new Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology, ready to tackle the terrain with electric power.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, it's all about this Nissan Terra SUV, set to fight it out with the likes of the Toyota Fortuner, the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, the Ford Everest, and of course the Isuzu MU-X. Question is, does it have the balls and the cojones to beat the big boys? Join me as I sample this particular vehicle this Sunday only on CBBT.
Where did you come from?
Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
NTV, turning on your world.
Burudika, 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 burudika.